What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? How y'all doing tonight, man? We out here. We out here. We back. We missed last week, but we back in the fucking building. What's
We
up,
we back. What's good, bro? What's up with you?
man? Same shit, different day. Just trying to live, big bro.
I feel it. I
You know
feel
what
it.
I mean? Got me and Rob, Black Light Revelations in the motherfucking building. You already know
Reality
what it
check
is.
virtual radio. That's what's up. Y'all know what time it is. As y'all enter, say what's up. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. I
Shares,
see Ali in here. Yeah, share.
share, subscribe, double
All
click
of
the
that good stuff.
notifications.
All of
Put a
that.
nigga on your Cash App receipts, a Venmo
Right.
receipts, something. You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean? Something. So tonight, man, we're probably not gonna be on too super crazy long, but we're gonna get into this a little bit, have a little conversation about a few things. But let's kind of what up, Dre? How you doing, big bro? What's up? What's up? Thank you for
Lay
the
back,
award.
Dre. What's good, Dre?
Dre in the building from Clubhouse. If you guys don't know nothing about Clubhouse or you're on Clubhouse, go check out Club Consciousness on Clubhouse with Dre. You know what I mean? That's his little room. Be pretty cracking in there. So go check that shit out. All right, man, let's get into this shit. And let's catch up on the last 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a lot going on.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy lately, man. It's it's kind of stupid right now. A lot of people are being stupid, to be completely honest, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
let's start with OnlyFans. Let's start with what up, Shatira? How you doing, beautiful?
What up, Shatera? What's good?
Let's start with OnlyFans.
What you think about the OnlyFans thing?
I thought OnlyFans. I think OnlyFans had worried a whole bunch of bitches about their bread.
You think it was a lot of simps worried that they wasn't gonna have no eye candy to look at?
No, I'm thinking there was more bitches that was worried, bro.
I mean,
lie, bro.
It's a lot of women making a lot of money. It's a lot of women making a lot of money off that. You know what I'm saying? What I found interesting about that OnlyFans thing, though, is that as soon as they ended it, it was a lot of other companies that was right there and they was ready to compete. Like, yo, we'll take y'all in.
Right. And when that shit happened and they realized how much revenue would drop, immediately they switched over and said, okay, we're not going to do that shit no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of interesting, personally. I thought it was funny. And I know there was just a whole bunch. My thing is I think there was a lot of females out there that was really worried. They was like, how the fuck am I going to fucking, they was living on high, on the easy street for a little while, right? And they was out there spending cash like, and not many of them broads was like, honestly, let's just be honest. A lot of them broads were not saving any money. And they was worried.
Yeah, they probably wasn't really managing the money real well. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they was managing real well. But at the same time, though, I think it brings up another question. Because in my opinion, all of those women that's on OnlyFans, right? If it's dudes that's willing to watch them on OnlyFans and pay all of that money for OnlyFans, then you know that they would simp. So as soon as they lose their OnlyFans income, the same dudes that's paying for OnlyFans is gonna be the ones taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know how much of an effect, it would have.
Oh, I think it would have had a major effect because the brides that were just barely making it,
yeah,
they wasn't gonna be paying rent. Okay. They was gonna be getting their 30-day notice and evictions right after that.
It's the right time though, because I don't think they can evict anybody because of COVID.
No, they can. They lifted they lifted all that shit.
So shit.
Yeah, so they can get kicked up out of their place now. So they was worried.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, shit.
You know what I mean?
Well,
they was definitely worried. So, I just thought it was funny. And I really thought it was funny how they switched so fast. OnlyFans, like they was like, we want to make it more friendly to everyone. Like, you know damn well everyone wasn't on your motherfucking shit. Stop
Right.
with that shit, bro. You knew
Right.
exactly what the fuck kind of business you was. And
Right.
and you was like, let's just throw that out the window because we could survive without that. And all
Right.
of a sudden, all these other fucking businesses was like, oh, if they drop you, we got you. You know
Right.
what I mean? And they had to do a quick U-turn, 360, and yeah, they was not doing it. I thought that shit was hella funny personally.
So Shatera said, why the outrage? Why were so many people outraged? I think that's an interesting question.
I think a lot of people are outraged because, like, to be honest, it's sex work, right? And so people look down on it. And then on top of that, what it is so many people were outraged because, let's just be honest, a whole bunch of people is on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of women on OnlyFans. Let's just, there are teachers on OnlyFans. There are nurses on OnlyFans.
It's a side hustle. And
Right,
OnlyFans for a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, is like YouTube for a lot of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of dudes use YouTube as a side hustle. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I don't know. I think, but the thing is that your side hustle can become more lucrative than your main hustle. There's a lot
right,
of cats out here that's making more money on YouTube than what they do for their legitimate job. You know what I'm saying?
right, right, absolutely. So, they lucky because winter's right around the block. And them browsers gonna be cold as shit.
That's
Okay?
hilarious. What's up, Christina?
You know what I mean? So it is what it is, and it's okay, So they're safe. Ladies, you safe. You safe. Do you think that because I'm like layback Dre. Why am I gonna pay for OnlyFans when I can go on Pornhub or some other shit, Xvids or some shit? You know what I mean? Like, why would I why would I pay for that? You know what I mean? Like, not only are the strip clubs open, so I can actually go in front and actually feel on some ass if I wanted to, because the ladies out here is kind of open minded like that, right? And I got Pornhub and Xvids. Why the hell would I ever pay for OnlyFans?
I think people just I think people would just pay because it might be some shit like, oh yeah, this is my favorite girl or whatever that's on OnlyFans, some shit like that. But I honestly don't know. You know what I mean? Me personally, I ain't paying for none of that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not paying for a motherfucking thing.
Look,
But
isn't it more personal? No. You're
right.
like, if you ever been in a chat room, like you've been in a chat room, Shatira, right? So just imagine a chat room while you getting naked and and all the dudes is typing. You ain't catching half of those comments. Okay, like, just for me, when I was like real popular on Periscope, right? And I was getting like, 1,500, 2,500 people in my rooms at a time. I would catch about a quarter of the fucking comments.
Yeah. Especially on Periscope, you can't turn it to slow mode or nothing like that. See, at least on YouTube, you can put slow mode on.
Well,
But
I
when
don't
those
know if you can
comments
put it
start
on
going,
slow mode. I don't know if you can do that on OnlyFans, but let's assume you can.
so Christina W says she's a Pornhub girl. Been boring.
Well, I'm an Xvid kind of guy, so there's a little bit more
What's going on
there.
Xvids? I never watched that shit.
Xvids is just, they got a whole. I mean, anything you could think of, bro, it's on there.
Really?
Damn near.
But you know what though? Okay, so check this out, right? I don't know if you watch like any of that Instagram stuff, but a lot of these Instagram models, they getting paid money to fly out, you know what I'm saying, to go to like Abu Dhabi and do all kinds of sex work. If OnlyFans ended up ending, you think they'd just pick up more and do more contract work per se?
Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, yeah, I do. I think more of these brides would have became hoes.
Yeah.
Let's just put it out there. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of them bras would have just turned into hoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to pay your bills somehow. And
Yeah.
you would have been like, I'm an escort now. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. I don't know.
How do you feel about OnlyFans? It's a lot of dudes that is like really triggered. Like they really upset about OnlyFans. They don't think women should be making money like that. How do you feel about it?
I don't have a problem with it. I just wish there was more thirsty women like there are thirsty men.
Yeah.
You know what
No,
I
I feel
mean?
that. Yeah, I feel that.
And that's really where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like, I wish there was more thirsty females, because if there were more thirsty females, then more dudes can actually make a living off of there too. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
if you want to show your titties and shake your ass on camera, more power to you. I don't really get your shits. You know what I
Right.
mean? To be completely
Right.
honest, let's just be real about it. I don't. I do not care. You know
Right.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Nah, it don't bother me either way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I guess that shit is a necessary evil. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it don't
But is
bother
it
me.
evil?
Well, when I say necessary evil, I just mean like, it is what it is. It's gonna be like a staple of society. People gonna always want to have some shit to look at. You know what I'm saying? Or people gonna always want to have some shit to interact with. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why people have such a big deal with it. If you don't want that type of woman, then don't try to
Mm-hmm.
holler at that type of woman. A lot of dudes be so stupid and caught up in they simping that they
Mm-hmm.
literally try to wife these broads and they don't realize like you don't own this chick, bro. This chick made herself merchandise and other dudes is out here paying for it. So you aiming at the wrong target and you getting yourself set up for disappointment. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not gonna be able to get her soul.
Right. Fresh CEO.
Okay.
You ain't getting no soul, man.
No,
You ain't getting no
no
soul
soul,
glow.
right? No soul snatching is going on.
You know what
Like,
I'm
it's
saying?
not gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit ain't happening, man. That shit's
Right,
not happening. It's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like just try to get you a regular girl, just try to get you a regular woman, whatever. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like you trying to get an OnlyFans model. OnlyFans models ain't trying to get no man, they trying to get money.
right.
You know
Real
what I mean?
shit. It's like, what? Like, come on, man. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Um, and I ain't really mad at it. It is what it is. So let's kind of move on to some of these quick stories real quick.
All right.
Marvel Universe announces the new series for the future of Marvel Universe. So you got, what are these motherfuckers called? Devil's Reign, Avengers Forever, Timeless, some Wolverine shit, some She-Hulk, Moon Girl, and someone else. Those are coming out with all the movies for Phase 5, Phase 6. If you're into that kind of shit, are you even into that shit or no?
I'm into the old school Marvel, man. They messed up everything. I seen you had posted something on Facebook about Bishop. They coming out with a Bishop movie or what?
They're going to be introducing the X-Men and mutants pretty soon, right? And
Yeah,
everybody
okay.
thinks it's going to be in this phase, right? And so Method Man was like, I want to be Bishop.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I
Okay.
mean? And that's what that post was about. Method Man saying, I would be
So
the right Bishop.
so if Method Man is Bishop, is Wendy Williams gonna be Sabretooth? Because she kind of looked like him.
You know what?
she she
That's
looked like
fair.
Sabretooth, bro. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fair.
She could do that. You know what I
She
mean?
looks more like Snaggletooth from Hanna-Barbera, but that's okay. It's like, to each their own, right?
What's that
Whatever you
motherfucker's
say.
name from Thundar the Barbarian? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember his motherfucking name though.
She looked just like him. That motherfucker that he talked like
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. As a matter of fact, I think Thundar, if you don't know what we're talking about and you got Disney Plus, I believe Thundar is on Disney Plus. Go check that shit the fuck out. Oh,
Thundar is
what's up?
dope.
What's up, Dave? The mercenary, the missionary is here. That's my guy, fellow atheist. Appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you. All right, that's good on that. Let me see what is. Oh yeah, um, a shark. A shark was able to give birth So it was a tank of nothing but female sharks in this tank. Okay. And a couple of them had babies. Right.
Yeah, they said that. Yeah, I heard about this. It's kind of weird.
Right. Yeah. So I bring this up because I want people to understand that parthenogenesis is a real thing, and this is just more evidence of parthenogenesis. You know, being able to give birth without a male counterpart. So I just want to put that up there. That's kind of interesting. You can go check that shit out. But yeah, that's that. That's how I wanted to say on that.
So, do you think that people will be doing that pretty soon?
I think if women keep on acting the way they acting, they're gonna have to do it pretty soon.
There's a lot of them out there that believe they can. You know what I'm saying? They don't need no man. You know what I mean?
Look, okay, you keep on thinking that shit, okay? You keep on thinking that, and I'm gonna let you keep on thinking that shit, and
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna keep it moving.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it moving. All right. Let me see. Lies. She's like lies. Oops. I don't know what the fuck. There we go.
There we go. We back.
Yeah, I was like, my bad. I was doing some stupid shit. All right. Next quick story that we got going on. Okay.
You hear about Joe Rogan?
Now it's popping up. Yeah, I heard about Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? I did. Yes. So if you don't know, Joe Rogan caught COVID. Okay. And because he caught COVID, and he's been railing against, getting fucking, vaccines and shit, right? Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Give me a second. We're just trying to make our way through there. Okay, but give us a minute. And no, give me just a minute. We're going to get there. Joe Rogan is he got COVID, and instead of getting the vaccine, he's taking this. It's a horse dewormer drug.
A horse dewormer?
Yeah, it's okay. So when
it's
horses
this stuff,
get worms,
you're talking about this stuff here called ivermectin.
Yes, that stuff is okay. So when a horse has worms, they give the horse this stuff, right? And it deworms them, right? So that's what he's taking for COVID, because right now in right-wing circles, it's going around that this and that very first one that they were talking about, that I don't know what the fuck that shit is called because it's all dumb as fuck to me, but it actually gets rid of COVID. You see what I'm saying? So he's taking a horse dewormer in order to fucking do his shit, and that shit is kind of crazy. You gonna show everybody what that is?
Yeah. So here they got it on Twitter,
right?
All right, and it says ivermectin is not authorized for treatment of COVID-19, according to the FDA. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has not approved ivermectin to treat or prevent COVID-19 in humans. Some forms of ivermectin are used in animals to prevent heartworm disease and certain parasites. Using unapproved substances to attempt to treat COVID-19 can cause serious harm, according to the NIH and the FDA. And you know what, man? Listen, man, I'm not surprised that fucking idiot would try to do some dumb shit like that. A lot of these people are not doctors. A lot of these people have no healthcare experience. They literally just think that they could just do whatever the hell they want to do, and some shit actually work out for them because that's what they used to. Right. It is what it is, man. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't wish nothing bad on him. I hope he get better or whatever. But like you just, I mean, that really right there.
I'm gonna sound like a dick. I'm gonna sound like a dick right now. I hope that motherfucker die, bro. Real shit. Like, I don't wish death on him, like, because I hate him or nothing, but for his stupidity, Oh yeah, because I want these motherfuckers to keep on taking. Look, natural selection is a motherfucker, bro. Okay.
My man Darktron is in here. What's up, Darktron? Yeah, well, you crazy. And like, well, the thing is like it's like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just make some shit up. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm white and I say so. Don't work with nature. Like, you can't just tell COVID, listen here. This is my country, my rules, and I'm not gonna get infected by you. I'm gonna take this damn heart dewormer medication, despite the fact that COVID-19 is a virus. I'm gonna take this shit for protozoans and parameciums, and it's gonna work. Damn it. No, it doesn't
Yeah,
work that way, man. The laws of nature don't work that way. You
it
know what I'm saying?
really
Like,
don't. It really don't, though.
it
Like
doesn't work that
at
way.
all. You
Come
know,
on, Joe.
and look, I saw the comment. Someone said, "Oh, liberals have stupid shit they go." Yeah, but you know what? Liberals ain't going around fucking eating heartworm medicine that's for horses. Okay.
Liberals are going around doing dumb shit like allowing people that aren't women to use female bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is I don't know this Milton Banana person or whoever they are, but I don't understand why, because we talking shit about Joe Rogan, you would assume that we give a fuck about liberals. They're just as dumb.
Right.
And the
Right.
reason why they're just as dumb is because they came from a retarded, warped ass mind state. You know what I'm saying?
Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the left and the right is a bunch of fucking assholes. I don't give
the
a fuck
left and
about either one.
the left and the right is like this.
Yeah, I mean,
They both
they're
like this
two
with
wings.
the wrist twisted out, trying to clap with the wrist like this.
Right.
This is what the left and the right is doing.
Right. Fuck 'em.
You know?
Look, the left and the right are two wings on the same damn bird. Okay.
Right.
That's what it is, period. So I don't really give two shits about the left because Joe Biden's a fucking idiot, right?
Yeah, he's dumb.
Yeah, and he just fucking nominated fucking who the fuck was it for the fucking to get out the country and shit.
Now, see, I was really being patriotic, bro. I was being extremely patriotic. Yo, Bad Seed, what's up, bro? Because I was really hoping that OnlyFans would stay operational, because I know that my president's son makes a lot of money on OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? And
know what? You'll still be able to watch the president's son on OnlyFans still, so don't worry about it, okay? All right? OnlyFans stalled. They said, you know what? Hunter Biden is on here. We got to keep this shit going.
That's why Joe Biden dropped the ball. That's why he dropped the ball with all that Afghanistan stuff, because he said, oh shit, Hunter's about to be out of a goddamn job again. I gotta get on the horn with these people from OnlyFans.
Look, OnlyFans, you cannot do this. I'm about to stop this damn war. Okay?
Right.
And I need something to cover my ass.
Look, and then Hunter was like, Dad, did you say you're about to stop the war, or are you about to stop the whore? I'm making money here, Dad.
Dad? Oh, no, not the war, the whore. Okay. Anyway, it is what it is, man. It is what the fuck it is, bro. It is what the fuck it is.
Oh, man, my man Bad Seeds is in this bad boy. My man TD Hip Hop Media is in the crib. What's good with you, TD?
What up? Yeah, and I wanted to say hello to Rachel, because I saw her say something a little bit. Rebecca, I seen her say something a little bit earlier. So what's up? All right, let's get into a little bit more serious shit. Not too crazily serious, but yeah, let's get into a little bit more serious shit. We got this young brother right here that's in the hospital right now. He was viciously beat by the police officers in Douglas, Georgia. And, this is a really fucked up case, because just like the last week, right, the week that we lost, that we weren't on, right, there was another brother that got beat over the fucking head by the police and got hit in the head like 18 motherfucking times. And so this situation is just as bad. And right now what's going on is these police officers is really going after black folks. And I need y'all to pay attention to this shit. I don't want y'all to fucking think that, you know, see, my shit wants to fucking go off and start fucking acting up. I don't know what that shit's about, so I apologize. But anyway, this brother right here, hold on real quick, let me dismiss that. This brother right here is in really bad shape. His name is Pernell Harris, 29 years old, and he was beat by in Douglas, Georgia, which is Coffee County Police. Now, anybody that knows anything about Georgia and Coffee County, from what I hear, Coffee County is not a place where black folks should be, right? And so this is going on. It's really fucked up. This dude's like on life support. It's like a bad situation, man. But at the end of the day, man, these police need to fucking, we need to do something about the police. You know what I mean? Because these motherfuckers are really, really, really going after black folks. And we have to recognize this because these race soldiers, and that's exactly what the fuck they are, race soldiers. Do not get it twisted, right?
Right.
They have got this free will and they know shit's about to change. So right now they're taking advantage of all of this turmoil, the COVID and all this stuff, and they're really fucking going after people. They're trying to take away people's rights to fucking go out and protest. They're trying to take away people's right to videotape them. They're trying to take people's rights away from, talking to them funny or even, getting an attitude with them and a whole bunch of shit. So really pay attention. And if you are able to vote in your local county, you have to make sure you vote to make sure that the DAs and the prosecutors are not going to keep on letting this happen. And if they're not going to fucking, bring it up, hey, you need to put pressure on them and don't get them in there. Don't vote them in. You know what I mean? Get somebody else that is going to pay attention to it because this is becoming like, pretty bad. And it's becoming normalized. This is how normal it is. It's like
Yeah.
how many more times do we have to repeat the same thing, right?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I actually just did a video for YouTube, and it's gonna premiere, I think, on the 5th. But Dr. Rashad Ritchie from Indisputable, excuse me, from Indisputable, he did a video about the police department in Georgia, and
Mm-hmm.
just recently it came out that some pictures came out of one of the
Right.
sheriffs
Yeah,
in
I
a
got it.
KKK outfit. But
Yeah,
now
I got
check
that.
this out though. All of the Georgia politicians, Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's some
uh,
other lady, all of these
mm,
people down there all have ties to the KKK. They all either been in pictures with the KKK
yeah.
or they all are former members or like just there's all some kind of links back to the
Mm-hmm.
KKK with all of these police officers and all of these
Mm-hmm.
politicians down there in Georgia. So you
Mm-hmm.
got to ask yourself when you looking at this dude and you see this unfortunate young man beat by these police officers, what kind of politicians is it that they're putting in Georgia? They're literally putting in politicians that have ties to this kind of behavior. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the expected outcome. Like this is what
Mm-hmm.
people this is what people need to expect. So
Right. Go
that's
ahead.
I agree with you about the local politics because we got to get these people out of here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Now here's the thing. It's gonna come to a point, and black folks is gonna have to make a decision. Right? And I'm not the one to sit around promoting violence because I don't want to do that shit. But we're getting to a point where there might need to be some action taken.
Right.
You know,
Consequences.
right? Because you got to understand something. Look at white folks. White folks, these motherfuckers are so unafraid. They stormed the nation's capital.
Right.
Okay, this is why police don't fuck with them because if they fucking did some out of pocket shit, guess what's gonna happen? Them motherfuckers is gonna come out with they fucking shotguns and they motherfucking flags and do a whole bunch of shit. But the fact of the matter is, what about black folks? What are we doing about it, right?
Right. I always said that about January 6th. The only
Mhm.
problem with January 6th is that we should have did it first.
Right, absolutely.
Peace
So
to my
we need
man
to.
Bronze the God. My man Bronze the God is in here. Just
What
need
up,
to shout
Bronze?
him out.
That's right. So we need to really start taking a true assessment. We need to stop worrying about that shit. And it's a really unfortunate that this brother is just going through this shit. So I really do Want to say, man, blessings out to that man, and hopefully he gets better real fucking soon, because we can't keep on dealing with this, and we can't keep on having this shit, and it's getting even worse because and I'm gonna play this because look at this, and I want y'all to pay attention to. This is a case from years and years ago. So this kind of shit has been happening for years. Okay. These 7 black men, they were executed for rape. Executed. They were put to death.
Where was this at?
It was in Virginia.
Did you see what TD Hip Hop Media put in there?
What'd he say?
He said that I heard the police are starting to play music during their encounters. So even if you record it, if you upload it onto YouTube, it'll get flagged down immediately. Ain't that crazy?
Right. And that's smart shit.
Yeah, I mean, that is smart.
It's super smart. It's smart and devious, but you got to understand something. White folks is playing chess. They not playing checkers.
That's why we got to start playing checkers, man. I agree.
We got to start playing chess.
I mean, playing chess, yeah.
Stop playing checkers.
Man, we ain't even playing checkers, bro. We out here playing tic-tac-toe.
Right. We playing a whole different damn game.
we playing Mad Libs.
Right. We're trying to get to Chinese checkers and shit.
Oh,
come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, we got to get our shit right. And look, so these brothers was all killed. They was executed by Virginia, all 7 of them. Okay. And I believe only one of them, all 7 of them were executed. And then just now they were pardoned. Like, don't get me wrong. It helps the family name that they were pardoned, right? But you already killed these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, the one thing that we know about this country is they love to put niggas in the ground and then come back later and say, oh man, we made a mistake. Our bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we can't keep on letting this shit happen, especially FBA folks. We got to do something, and we have to make a strong statement that we're not going to keep on putting up with this. What you think, bro?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, because otherwise it's just going to keep happening and it's going to get progressively worse. And then I don't know if people watch my YouTube content, you know what I'm saying? You know, me and you, we talk about this all the time, but and it's my strong opinion that after, probably like in 2030, there's going to be like what's called a post-supremacy era. And in that post-supremacy era, it's not going to be any evidence of white supremacy at all. All we're going to have is a bunch of other people of color, minority groups that are going to continue to use that white supremacy system of illegitimacy model. And we still going to be at the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we still going to be dealing with the exact same things that we dealing with now, except for it's going to be more coons. It's going to be more people of color on the oppressive end. And it's going to be less people to actually be in office to make a difference, and it's going to be less of us to even have any kind of political strength to be able to do anything about it with.
No, absolutely. And here's another thing, and actually I thought it was up here. I'm actually looking for it, and I want y'all to understand why foundational Black Americans, we're alone. Okay. And I want y'all to understand this shit. And I'm going to need my FBA family, ADOS family, FBA family. I'm going to need y'all to start paying a little bit more attention to these immigrant Africans. Again, if you're an immigrant African, look, and you're not the type of person that's doing this, then don't get offended about what the fuck I'm about to say. Because I'm going to bring this up. Right there. I'm gonna show this video, but we need to stop putting up with these folks and shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the motherfucking day, these folks don't give 2 shits about shit. Okay? And I'm gonna play this little fucking Okay, so boom, boom, real quick. I'm gonna bring this motherfucker up. And because see, the fact of the matter is this. These immigrant Africans got a lot to motherfucking say to fucking foundational black Americans. They got a lot to say. But they sure don't have nothing to say to these foreigners. They got nothing to say to these white folks. They don't have nothing to say to these Asian folks in their own land.
So what's the synopsis here? What's going on right here?
This is a video of an African man in Africa that's tied up and being whipped by this Asian man that's not from the country, that's a guest in their country, and he's being beat for whatever the fuck reason they deem to be okay. All right? And I want y'all to understand that foundational black Americans, they got no allies because they leave this situation right here. They come to America and then they talk down on us. You understand? And I need y'all to pay attention to this shit because this shit is real. They sit around here, they fucking talk this shit about how fucking gangster they are, how down they are, how, you know, their culture and how we're taking their culture. But at the same time, you know what I mean? They want to sit here and they want to fucking, here, I'm going to show you this shit. They sit up here and they talk all this shit right here. You know what I mean? Please add actual African historians because we're sick of these black Americans. This is how they talk about us. You see what I'm saying? This is what they think about us, but yet they sit around here and they allow these other motherfuckers to go off and beat them up. We have to stop listening to anything that they say and stop even having the conversation with them. And foundational ADOS, black folks need to worry about what we need to worry about and stop worrying about all them. Stop having the back and forth. Stop going back and forth with these people. Stop entertaining this. They are nothing more than a distraction. And we need all the time we can get in order to get the justice we deserve. So we need to stop that shit. I had to bring that shit the fuck up. This shit is disgusting and I'm just tired of it.
So my question is, what was that dude getting whipped for? Like what happened?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot being said about that whole situation. They didn't give a real good synopsis of what was going on. But I don't really give two shits.
Right. No, I mean, it ain't never no justifiable reason to treat somebody like that.
You whipping them like we was back in the 1600s.
Right. My question is, what I heard that in Africa, they're now the Asian people are now putting the native African people on like reservations, like what went on here with the people that was indigenous here.
They're doing what again? What? Okay, say that again so I make sure I didn't fucking miss that shit.
Nah, you heard correct, bro. I heard that they're actually putting the Africans, the people who are native African to those lands over there, they're putting them on reservations.
Yeah, this is I don't. You know what? Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm over that type shit.
But here goes my thing though, and I'm not trying to be like mean or I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just putting this out there as a question. We're literally expecting better of the same people who are responsible partially for why we're here in the first place. So can we really actually look to that group of people as a viable source of any kind of meaningful support?
No,
I don't think that we can. I honestly don't think that anything has changed. The reason why those people had a hand in putting us in the situation that we're in right now, I think that no attitudes towards us from that time period till now have changed, and that we need to have that understanding until they make some kind of effort to show otherwise. And we just need to do our own thing and worry about our politics, and just make sure that we have adequate media source and adequate resources to be able to deal with them the same way we would deal with the Mayo stream media. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And my whole thing is we have to just stop doing the back and forth with them. That's my biggest point to all this. We need to stop doing the back and forth. It's just not worth our time or energy or anything else like that. These motherfuckers is not allies, and we need to just just do us. All right. In order for us to get justice, we need to worry about our justice and our justice alone. Period.
Right.
So
Now, my question is, where's the political parties at about that? Is that allowed since they passed that API hate crime bill? You know, the UN's not getting involved in that. Joe Biden don't have too much to say about it. You know what I mean? Like,
look, you already know what Joe Biden is doing. Joe Biden is looking for another fucking demographic for the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? To put motherfuckers on that plantation over there. So they're looking outside of black folks because they're sick of having to deal with black folks. You know what I
right.
mean? After this last election, when black folks was like, all right, we put you in there. Now what you gonna do for us? They were like, look, he was, you
Nothing.
heard that shit. I'll do what I can, but y'all gotta chill out. You know what I mean? And he tried to check. You know what I mean? You
What's
know,
up, headphones? My man,
try to
headphones, music official in the house.
right. He tried to check the black folks that he was talking to. So it is what it is. You know what I
He
mean?
did
So
that
we need
shit
to
that one dude. He did that shit that one dude used to do when he was like, "Ha, got him."
right.
That's
Ha!
that's
Got him. Like this is what I feel like. Like a lot of people think that fucking I be talking shit just about right wing, but I be talking about this shit on left wing. And the fact of the matter is, whenever I think of Joe Biden, this is what I think. I think of one of them satire cartoons, right? And fucking you got the black folks in the bed, right? And this nigga's wiping his dick on their forehead as he's walking out.
ugh. That's a disgusting visual. Shite.
Look, I'm just saying, listen, I'm telling you what it is. You know what I mean? That might be a little vulgar, but it's honest. And maybe people weren't understanding it before, but with that analogy, you should understand what the fuck is going on. I'm
uh,
just
the
saying.
the Black Authority and Professor Black Truth
Mhm.
called Joe Biden's new voter base the Biden conservatives. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I agree too.
I can agree with that shit. You know what
I
I
totally
mean?
agree with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So he remind me of a white boy who owes me money but refuses to pay and apologize.
Right. Right. I mean, that's exactly what he is for real. I mean, if we're gonna keep it 100, that's exactly the situation that we got going there. Better go in
Right.
he better go into Hunter's crack stash and start putting that shit out on the block or something. Get the
You
money
heard
somehow.
me?
Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Something.
Get one of
Do
them credit
something.
cards.
Come on. You already know what it is, man. It is
Get
what
one of
it
them
is.
credit cards that's sitting up there on the Hotel 8. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Real shit.
Charge it
Real
to the
shit.
gang.
Charge that shit to the gang. Right? All right. So let's get back to justice. And your boy, man, look, I don't know if you heard this shit, but um, so the young brother, Elijah McClain, got an investigation and they got an indictment on the officers and the paramedics. How you
Good.
feel about this one?
I have extra invested interest in Elijah
Mm-hmm.
McClain, and
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm happy if the brother wasn't dead, and it took too long for one, and for two, it's just all kinds of issues with this shit to begin with. Because first and foremost, let's not get it twisted. When it comes to Colorado, Colorado has issues with the police all across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado police is out there killing white people for no damn reason. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when you
Right.
got the situation, we already know it's going to be us getting killed and beat up and messed up by the police. But they so off the hook out there. They out there shooting innocent white boys in the back in Colorado.
Right.
So they're
And
just out there
Utah.
doing the wild, wild west. And Utah,
Right.
facts.
Y'all, Utah too. I don't know if you heard about that one little white boy, and I actually covered that story a few years ago. That white boy who was shot dead right in the motherfucking hallway because that motherfucker was scared out of his motherfucking mind.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. He was in the hallway with his hands on his knees, with
Right.
his hands behind his head. Yeah,
Right. He was literally on his hands and knees, and them motherfuckers was giving him multiple, you know what I mean, erections and shit. We deal with that shit all the fucking time.
all the
You see what I'm
time.
saying? As black folks, right? And so the fact of the matter is we saw that shit happen to a white boy. Now, I did talk about this a little bit because for a long time I would tell white folks, look, man, you know, you keep on allowing this shit to happen to black folks, this shit is gonna start happening to you. We are the testers.
Yeah, you know what?
You know what
It's
I
funny
mean?
because that Neely Fuller Jr. in that what was that, the four phases of white supremacy,
Yeah.
when they talk about that, when they talk about the white sacrifice, what
Mm-hmm.
the white people don't realize about white sacrifice is the white sacrifice is getting larger and larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And now
That's
you got
right.
these right-wing white people talking about, oh, the elites, the elites.
Right.
No, there's no elites. You just been
Right.
propping up a system. And what's
Right.
happening now is that now that they almost completed their goal, that expendable white sacrifice is getting larger and larger, which means that the classes, the middle class and the lower classes, are becoming expendable, and only the upper
Right.
middle class and the high class is what matters. So it's looking to y'all like it's the elite, and it's looking to us like it's the same damn thing. Now white supremacy starting to cannibalize on itself because they ain't got nobody else to mess with.
That's real shit. And you're absolutely right. Because again, these motherfuckers is Daniel Shaver. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that. The fact of the matter is a lot of these motherfuckers is not really understanding the game and how the game is played, right? And what they're actually realizing is that their numbers have dropped. And I've been talking about this for years. Last 7 years, I've been talking about fucking,
You
how
have.
white folks are just dying off. And people have been like, no, no, we're not. No, we're not. Y'all motherfuckers dropped 10%. You know what I mean? In the last 10 years, that's about 1% a year. Their procreation levels is damn near zero. They are not able to reproduce. The highest number of people in fertility clinics today is white folks. Okay. So they are starting to cannibalize themselves in order for them to have a small, powerful majority. You know what I mean? And then there's going to be a whole bunch of problems. And this is why folks got to start paying attention, because these folks understand it's war, but yet we still don't realize it's war. It's been war. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know it's war, let me make sure you understand this shit. It is war. And these motherfuckers is already preemptively striking.
Right.
I mean, I just want y'all to understand that shit. You know what I mean? I'm actually looking for that video because maybe before we leave, I'll play that video. You know what
Which
I
one?
mean?
The one on hip hop cartoons?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
you should.
actually he remade it.
He redid it. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
seen that.
he redid it, and I'm really juiced. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he
About
redid it.
seeing
Dope. It's dope. Yeah,
right.
you should play it. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
gonna we'll definitely play it. I just have to get it up and make sure that we are able to watch it, and they're not gonna fucking try no funky shit.
I
Not
don't
to
think
mention the. Go ahead.
I don't think he will.
Yeah, I don't think it. No, he won't. I'm talking
If
about YouTube.
YouTube can't do it unless he do a copyright strike, which I don't think he will. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then that's good then. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna play that shit.
Yeah,
You know
hell
what I
yeah,
mean?
because that shit needs to be played.
I'm gonna play that shit. I don't really give two shits. All right, let's get on to fucking. Oh yeah, there were a lot of young black women that have been murdered in the last few weeks, um, because of their zaddy worship, and
You said Zaddy worship.
so I really feel fucking bad for these black women, but at the same time, you thought the grass was greener on the other side, and there you go. It is what it is. I mean,
Which who got killed?
so young sister in Arizona, she was killed by a police officer. They actually went off and they said that was it was not him. It wasn't murder. And then another young black woman just recently, her name was Mercedes. She was a YouTube
Oh yeah, yeah,
influencer.
yeah. You talking about
Mercedes.
the IG model?
Yeah,
Yeah.
her. So she was just killed by a white passing Mexican. You know what I mean?
Oh, that dude. I didn't know that dude was Mexican.
Yeah, He's Mexican dude. He's white passing Mexican. And he killed her because he was jealous, and then he killed himself.
Why did them motherfuckers always decide to kill themselves after they kill somebody else? What the fuck be wrong with these
Look,
motherfuckers?
bro, I have no fucking idea. There it is. Yeah, so they renamed it Maximum Sophisticated Confusion. And I like that title better anyway.
Yeah, that's
So
that's what he was actually talking about. What's up, Grundy? What's
right.
good, bro?
So we're gonna need. So look, at the end of the day, don't get it twisted. I don't. I hope that black women, understand that you are taking your lives into your own hands. Black men are too when they fuck with these white women. But the thing is, in a lot of cases, black men, you gonna probably end up in prison or some shit, right?
Right.
Black women, you gonna lose your life.
Here go my thing, bro. Like, as far as I'm concerned, and we talked about this and I talked about this shit before. As far as I'm concerned, it don't bother me who people date. It ain't none of my business. But my
Right.
thing is when you run into those problems, right? This is when you run into the problems. You should be if you are looking and you're dating somebody else, right? That's not, of your same culture. You should
Hmm.
apply the same standards to everybody else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you're gonna date somebody, don't just assume that that person is like the amazing savior because they're not the same race as you. That's not the
Right.
case at all. You need to apply the same standards. You need to keep yourself safe. So
Mhm.
if you happen to date a white man, don't just think that that white man is somebody like just amazingly better than every other person on the planet because he's
Right.
white. You're setting yourself up to being vulnerable, to being hurt. And the same thing,
Mhm.
is anything. Even if you got a preference, like if you somebody that just you're a woman and you just really love dark skinned dudes. All right, that's cool, but make sure you use the same decision making faculties that you use when you're looking at anybody else. You got to
Mhm.
keep yourself safe all the time. Hey, I appreciate you, Grundy. Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. Let's get to this story real quick, because again, I don't want to spend a lot of time on some of these things, but I want to introduce you guys. Oh yeah, and I want to point the spotlight at Ohio. This is your great. This is a product of your great state. Okay, and check this out. He's from Cuyahoga County.
Is he?
Whoa! I
Is
said
he?
it.
Where? Yeah,
Ah!
you said it. You said it right. Where? Wait, so this dude. Wait, who's from Cuyahoga County? The dude, the Mexican dude that killed the Instagram model.
I'm gonna show you who he is. So, Cuyahoga County, and his name. This is the fucking dipshit right here.
Oh, yeah. This is that motherfucker he was the dude was covering the hurricane and this motherfucker ran out at him and shit.
Right. His name is Benjamin Eugene Dagley. Okay. He's from Cuyahoga County in Worcester, Ohio. He's on
Wow.
probation, and this motherfucker decided he saw a news cameraman doing a story on the motherfucking hurricane, and this motherfucker decides to get out of his car, pull the fuck over, get out of his car, and start assaulting and harassing a black man and his cameraman on on air live.
What was this motherfucker thinking? You got the video on there so you could play it?
Yeah, we can let me here's the video. Okay, so let's watch this video. It ain't gonna have no sound though, because I
That's
don't
all
want to.
good.
So this is the video. All right.
If y'all are in here, anybody that's in here watching this stream, type in the comments if you've seen this nonsense. If you've seen this video before, this is ridiculous and
Right.
hilarious.
So they're live right now on MSNBC and they're doing this shit. So this motherfucker, you see him pull up behind him, stop his car, and turn around and now watch his dumbass. Look at this is how fucking much balls white folks have when they go off and they do this type of shit Because see, now my shit want to go off and motherfucking start fucking playing the whole I want to fucking freeze up shit. I don't know why the fuck this shit want to freeze up all of a
It's
sudden.
Haps, man. I'm telling you, we got to start using that other account.
Yeah, we might have to.
Young one, what up?
To.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can refresh this shit and if it will come back. Okay. So anyway,
if y'all on YouTube and y'all haven't liked this live stream yet, make sure y'all smash the like button, share this bad boy out. Appreciate everybody being here.
Right. So again, you're gonna have to see this. I don't know. I'll send it to you. You can share it out, or I'll put it in the description. The
Let me
description
see,
link afterwards.
I got a New York Times article. Let me see. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna see. Maybe this should have played the sound and shit.
Because this is the deadline article, but it is what it is. But I'm gonna put this fucking old fucker's face up here like a fucking idiot. Go ahead and play that motherfucker, bro.
Let's see.
Play that shit. Oh wait, oops, my bad.
Hold on, real quick. Damn, look at this. We fucking up all across the board.
Yeah, go ahead. You do it, and fucking, I'm gonna let you handle that.
All right, let me see. Hold on, if they got the video on here. Nah, it don't look like. Let me see. Nope, it don't look like they got the video on here.
They don't have the video?
Nope. All they got is just these little pictures.
Here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to.
They haven't even found this dude yet.
Yeah, they did. They put out a warrant out for his arrest. That's what they did. They put a warrant out for this dude's arrest. Here, actually, I'm gonna send you the link right now.
All right.
So, so we gonna go bloop 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 bloop. Okay, which one are we on? Let's go to that one. Hopefully you get this one. Check all of your fucking shits. All right.
Hold on.
Check them all. Check them all.
Oh yeah. I got it.
All right. That's the one on the very bottom. It has the video. So play that video. And this shit is kind of crazy, man. Honestly, and since you're gonna play the video, play it with the sound.
All right, I got it. Hold on, real quick. Let me just get this shit pulled up.
I had an encounter today with one, weirdly enough. Really, I believe that shit. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie, man. Look, white folks, this is a good thing. They look at themselves as they're doing a great thing when you see this shit happening. I want everybody to pay attention to this because this is how much balls like white folks is getting. Like, again, if y'all don't see the ramp up and the aggression from white folks.
Well, there's no consequences. They can do whatever they want to. So, you know what I'm saying?
Put that at the bottom. Put that as big. So go ahead.
All right, cool.
To Shaquille Brewster, and I believe Shaq's in Mississippi. Shaq, what part of Mississippi are you in, and what are you seeing?
Gulfport. We're in Gulfport, Mississippi, Craig, and I'll tell you the biggest sign, the biggest indicator that I saw this morning about the force of the storm last night is that the mail delivery has returned. We saw postal workers going out delivering mail this morning. Just a couple of minutes ago, people were walking their dogs. They're back on the beach right now, and that's the sense that you're getting, that the rain has stopped, the wind is still going there. I think we even have a random person going around. I'm going to turn this way because, we deal with some people every once in a while. But, one thing that we are noticing is that the mayor said the curfew is still in effect. The curfew is going to be going on for at least until a period of time in which they can go ahead and survey all the damage. They did get some reports of some down power lines, of some trees that have fallen, or at least limbs that have fallen. So they're going to go ahead and do that survey to make sure that they're okay. Craig, I'm going to toss it back to you because we have a person who needs a little help right now.
Hey.
You see, he about to turn into Wayne Brady. That newscaster voice is about to leave.
Don't make Wayne Brady come around and smack a bitch, right? Look, the fact of the matter is this. Listen, he said that like he was going to do something. Nigga, you was in the studio. Shut the fuck up. Quit acting like he's going to do something, first off. But I want to show you. Look, he was just mad for no reason. He was like, nah, fuck you. You motherfuckers are not going to fucking be talking. I ain't from Mississippi, but I represent Mississippi. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is stupid.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? He just ran up on him. He didn't have no mask or nothing. Like, just breathing your dragon coronavirus breath all over everybody. Like, come on, man, stop it.
Right. Absolutely. And real quick, I want to show you guys the picture of the young lady that we was talking about. This was one young lady right here that was killed by her fiance, okay, and in South Carolina. Then there's this young lady who was killed by her police officer fucking white boyfriend, okay. And then where's the other one? The other one is this young lady who was killed by her white passing Mexican husband.
No, this is that one right there. That's the Instagram model, right?
Right. This is the Instagram model.
That's crazy,
and she had a past relationship with him. That's what they're claiming. I don't know if I believe that, because she a little bit too bad for this piece of shit looking motherfucker.
I'm not surprised, man.
Yeah, I am. I don't really give two shits. That shit, that's an ugly motherfucker, bro. Look, that's an ugly motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? And you know what? And I want to point out, like, the fact of the matter is this. You incel ugly piece of shit motherfuckers, y'all fucking it up for other really cool fucking ugly motherfuckers.
Right.
Okay? Because then you guys go off and kill broads and shit, and you fucking, you know what I mean? Like, stop all that. Y'all motherfuckers, look, go jack off if you motherfuckers is feeling that pissed off. Do something. Go jog. Jack off.
Right.
Do something with yourself. But y'all gotta stop this shit, because this shit is absolutely weird. But it is, to me, very confusing why she would even fuck with a dude that looked like this.
The thing is, well, he might have been paying, man. Who knows how much money old boy had? Yeah, and see, like Layback Dre said, you know what I'm saying? Buddy probably had game.
No, he didn't have no game. He probably had a fat ass fucking wallet.
Okay? I know he got a fat ass head. Look at that. That motherfucker look like the Lego man.
That
little yellow motherfuckers that come in the Lego box.
Why the fuck was I thinking the same shit? Because that motherfucker looks straight like, look at that square ass head of his, bro. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Like, y'all gotta stop this shit, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, box head ass motherfucker, man.
Look at this. Jesus Christ, this shit is fucking terrible, bro. This shit is terrible. Okay? Ladies, look.
He was trying to get that burning desire and try to burn her alive.
Look, at the end of the day, I want y'all to pay attention. Okay? I want y'all to pay attention real quick. And I want y'all to really understand. You got to measure, is that bank really worth possibly your life?
See, but that's one of the reasons. Now that shit right there, that actually validates OnlyFans. Because if she had been on OnlyFans, she would have been safe. She'd have been at the house. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing is that I don't know if people are aware of it, but a lot of these, like Manosphere, Red Pill, a lot of these motherfuckers are crazy. I don't know if y'all know, but there was a case in Virginia. Dude was a cop. He was married to a white woman. He killed his wife. He killed his daughter, and he killed her boyfriend. And he was one of those, you know what I'm saying, like these, pro male, you know what I'm saying, like Manosphere, you know what I mean, like just that dumbass red pill shit, you know what I'm saying. They sit around with these white dudes, listening to them talk about how low black people's IQs are, and you know what I'm saying, all of that dumbass shit, and they go out and just do stupid ass shit. Like I don't understand.
Right? No, I get you. I wanna fucking you guys got to watch yourselves. Black women, choose better, do better. It is what it is. How do you feel about this situation, bro? I don't know if you've heard it. Have you heard this shit? The designer
apologizes for offending people with his, what's that say? Pull it up a little bit more. Rope ties intended to resemble nooses. I mean, what was he designing? Well,
it's a tie that's made to look like a noose.
like a necktie, like some shit that you wear with a collar shirt or something like that?
There it is.
What do you think about it?
There it is. You see him right here? Bang,
You,
bang.
I'm more offended. Listen, here's the thing, right? I have come to expect white people to do stuff like this and then turn around and ask, well, what's wrong with you for being offended by it? I don't expect anything less than. However, I'm more offended by them black dudes that decided to market those nooses for that white company. That's what I'm
Well,
kind of trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas.
well. Now I'm gonna fucking really break your heart.
It's a black owned company.
This is a black-owned South African company.
Oh well, I mean, then who's offended by it? Is it white people that's saying you shouldn't do that because we're not allowed to do it? What's going on? Like who's the offended outcry?
Yeah, I get that, but my issue is what made a South African motherfuckers think, you know what? I'm gonna make a fucking noose out of a tie. And
I don't know, man.
Shit.
I don't know anything. I actually did like a little interview with a South African dude. I don't know, what South Africa's history is, if they have any like ties or designs or anything like that. So I don't want to say because like I don't know their history, but is that being marketed to people in America? Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, first off, it ain't cute really at all.
Yeah, I mean it's a bad design.
That's just a terrible design. That's number one. Okay. The problem to me is this is another example to me, and I might be perceiving this a little bit too deep. But this to me is an African who saw a news, understanding what that shit meant to black folks out here, and still decided, hey, this would be a good idea.
So this is being sold in the United States as well.
It says it's worldwide.
Worldwide, okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
well, I mean, that just backs up your talking point. That just validates what you were saying earlier about, I mean, how their sentiments towards us really are.
I'm just kind of like, it's a bad look. African and African immigrants, right now, you guys are really not looking so hot right now. Let me screenshot that account. Okay, let me put it back up on the motherfucking room real quick. Put it up, bang, and then we'll do this. Let's scroll it down a little bit so you can screenshot it. Right there. There you go, bro.
Daniel's rope ties.
Daniel's rope ties. Yup, no worries. All right. So, yeah. Look, Africans and immigrant Africans right now, it's a bad look for y'all right now. You guys are out here getting beat up and whipped by Asians. You're making rope ties into fucking neckties. And then you coming over here and you're fucking talking a whole lot of shit to foundational black Americans. Right now, your look isn't fucking... Look, your look is not, it's not a good look right now. He said, my question as a white person is, why would anybody want to wear one of these ties? You know what? You're going to have to ask the South African motherfucker, because I have no idea.
That's something I could see some far right people wearing, and then like when they wear it and get, in trouble on social media or something like that for being with somebody that burns a damn cross wearing a noose. I don't understand why I got my Twitter account taken. I mean, I don't get it. This cancel culture is just getting out of control. I mean, I didn't do anything. I mean, I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. All I did was just have a damn noose on sitting next to a grand dragon. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. It is.
You know,
Right?
what the
Right?
hell? These
What
damn
the
liberals is
hell?
just out of control.
But it's made by
Damn.
a black guy.
Even a black guy. I mean,
Right?
Candace Owens does sex play with her husband with this damn thing, for Christ's sakes.
Right? So it is what it is. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I get it's a little petty, you know what I mean? But still, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You know, it's not really, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it is what it is. All right, this weekend, fucking you weirdo white dude.
Is that a new? We didn't talk about that. Is that a new segment on the show?
Yeah, that's a new segment of the week. Okay, this weekend, you weirdo white guy. Okay.
Oh shit. Oh,
Everybody take a good gander at this fucking weirdo looking motherfucker. Okay.
Is that him and his twin brother, or is that just
No, that's just him with and without fucking glasses. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This Wyoming man, he is accused of killing a 2-year-old boy after burning his genitals with a butane torch.
Wait, what? He burned the baby's genitals with the butane torch?
First, he burnt the genitals of a baby with a butane torch, and then he killed him.
Wow, what the was it his own kid?
Well, let's find out, shall we? I didn't read it. I just was
how come this story isn't all over the damn news?
Oh, because he's white. He got the complexion for the protection.
No, unfortunately, he was beat out by some guy in Manhattan that accidentally tripped and fell and reached out to try to save himself and accidentally bumped into an Asian person.
Right. So his name is Wyatt, and isn't that such a white fucking name?
Yeah,
Wyatt.
and that's what the dude's names from Weird Science was. One of them's name was Gary, and the other one's name was Wyatt.
Right. Wyatt Dean Lamb. He's 27 years old, stands accused of burning a toddler, Ethan Rivera, with a butane torch before killing him and dumping his body in an apartment complex dumpster in February. Okay, he was charged with murder in the first degree and 10 counts of child abuse. Lamb was originally arrested in February on unrelated charges, but the police in Cheyenne had taken him into custody on a felony warrant and for failure to appear. The defendant was contacted by the police during a brief search for Riviera. The boy's mother, Cassandra Orano, was listed as his next of kin on booking documents and identified as his girlfriend. So this is his girlfriend's child.
Why the hell did he see? This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So they don't show the baby, you know what I'm saying?
No.
But you could probably assume that his girlfriend was white. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she was probably Mexican or white passing Mexican because she clearly has a Mexican name.
What was her name again?
Orano or something like that. Orana.
Yeah, probably, yeah, you're probably right.
Cassandra Orana, and the son's name is Ethan Rivera. So she was probably white passing Latina or white, and she got with a Latin dude because that last name is clearly Latin, right? And fucking she split up with him and got with Wyatt Dean Lamb, the white boy. And this fucking crazy fuck went off and did some. That's disturbing, bro.
But see, the United States government, ever since the 1700s, you know what I'm saying? Like they've programmed the whole population of North America, you know what I'm saying, which includes which includes Mexican people, you know what I'm saying, that these are the men that build. These are the men that you can escape your community from. You can hate your community and don't even use the same kind of filters or standards for yourself that you would with anybody else, because these men are just inherently, genetically, intellectually, physically, every other way better than everybody else. And you messed around and got with somebody that burnt your kid's genitals and killed your kid because you didn't screen or vet the person the same way that you would have vetted somebody who was like you. If you need to, anytime you're dating somebody, man, you can't use your relationship as an escape from your identity or your culture. You know what I'm saying? You need to vet these people the exact same way you would vet anybody else.
Yeah. And real quick, Heavenly Dude, you know I don't disagree with a lot of shit you say, but I'm going to strongly disagree on that comment right there.
What's that? The mental health?
Yeah. And there's a reason why. This is not a mental health problem, and this is just plain old fucking evil. All right, and we need to stop giving especially white boys, this mental health, out. Okay, every time a white person commits a audacious crime or some disgusting fucking crime, first thing out everybody's mouth is mental health, mental health, mental. This motherfucker was just a evil, dirty scumbag piece of shit.
Facts.
Okay, he was just a slime ball piece of shit scumbag. That's what he was.
Do you think that there was warning signs? Do you
There
think that
always is warning signs. Yes, absolutely. And I think the mother ignored it.
I think she did too.
It's just that simple.
I think she did too.
Right. That's what I said. I agree, Headphone. Absolutely agree 150%. That has nothing to do with mental health. It's just evil.
Facts.
We need to stop giving these people a motherfucking pass with mental health. Let's make this announcement right now. The fact of the matter is, most mentally ill people in this country do not commit acts of violence.
Absolutely not. I work with mentally ill people, and not one of them has ever killed anybody.
You're right.
You don't just kill people because you have mental illness. And
Right.
the mainstream media and the population at large, you never see too many doctors speaking out about the inconsistencies that you see in the mainstream media. Because I'm going to tell everybody something. Just because somebody has bipolarism, or just because somebody has anxiety, or just because somebody has depression, those are not mental diseases that make you have a reason to kill somebody. There's what's called schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder. Those kind of things can make you have auditory hallucinations. Now, something that makes you have auditory hallucinations, or something that makes you hear a voice, that's questionable. These people don't have anything other than like bipolarism or anything like that. It is just that a lot of these people like this individual here, are just flat out evil, and the
Right.
court system and the population at large and the media are all on code, and they make up excuses for it.
Right. Dre asks, can this be a type of behavior that can be linked to his childhood? Because this is evil. That's what he said. So what do you think about that?
Oh yeah, this motherfucker was probably killing animals, abusing the shit out of the pets, doing weird shit like twisting the legs and heads off of Barbie dolls, probably fucked up ants. One of them little weird nasty kids that just takes the legs and twists them off an insect and let the insect sit there squirming around without no damn legs. That's probably what this motherfucker was doing.
Right, absolutely. You can't fix bad behavior by enabling it or not giving a consequence for it. Absolutely.
Facts,
as a former teacher and camp director, I've learned that discipline can't be fickle. Absolutely. I agree 100%. This motherfucker was just a deranged piece of shit, a mental fucking. This motherfucker deserves to be underneath the fucking jail.
He
Dead.
deserves worse than the jail. Yeah. He deserves 25 to life while burning slowly. That's what he deserves.
Right, real shit. Burn his hand one day, then burn a finger at a time and keep on burning it. Like he did with a fucking torch. Do unto him as he has done unto that child.
Yep. Facts.
Okay. And I want this motherfucker's balls burned off before he goes to fucking prison.
Right.
You know, I don't care. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
no
give a
doubt.
shit. I will get a strike on my fucking thing for this shit. I don't care. This motherfucker is deranged and he's disgusting. And he
If they
needs
give you a strike, if they give me a strike, then my question is, why are they letting the Mayo stream media report these stories and not doing anything? But we can't say what we feel about these stories.
I think we agree you're just minimizing the term. No, I'm not. I don't want people to use mental. I don't like I don't like the term mental illness. And the reason I don't like it is it's because what it does is it brings a negative connotation on people who are truly mentally ill. So I don't like to fucking say that shit. I hate when people say that shit. I don't give it. Honestly, I can care less if this dude has mental illness or not. I really just don't give a shit. But we cannot be sitting around labeling, fucking people mentally ill just because of no. I just don't agree with it.
The problem is that these people, for one, are not mentally ill. All right,
Right.
that's the first problem. The second problem is there's already an established precedent of these people doing ridiculous stuff like this and getting away with it. Because I'm sure you're familiar, bro, but there was a case in Kentucky where a degenerate, just like that piece of shit, killed a young black girl. I think she was about 8 years old with a shovel. He hit her in the head with a shovel and raped her in her grandmother's front yard, and they let him walk. The Kentucky jails let him walk.
Right.
The Kentucky criminal court system let him walk. I got videos about that on my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that. And that type of shit just needs to be fucking, and this next case I'm actually going to show you guys is more of basically kind of what you're fucking talking about, because they let these guys walk.
Yeah, they let him walk.
all
That's
the
one of the
time.
reasons why we got so much AAPI hate crime.
Right.
They purposely, and I did videos on this too, they purposely let these mentally ill criminals out, especially a lot of them in New York and a lot of them in California, put them out into the street, especially in Manhattan in New York, because that's where Chinatown is, and they do it over in Oakland and in California, because that's by where the West Coast Chinatown is. And then you see all of these people doing this repeat offense stuff, and they plaster it all over the news and say, look what black people are doing, look what black people are doing. But they're not telling you Gavin Newsom and stupid ass pervert Cuomo is letting these people out into the street.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. And this goes back onto that point too. This is a neo-Nazi. Okay? And he had committed a crime. I can't remember which, and I'm not going to go into it, but he committed a crime and he didn't have to go to jail, and he was just told by the judge to read Pride and Prejudice.
Wow. When the hell has a black person ever gotten a sentence of read a damn book?
Right. I wish you would have fucking gave me a criminal punishment of read a damn book.
Right.
First time I went to fucking jail, I was 15 years old. 15, put in adult jail. And they said I did an egregious crime, even though I fucking didn't do shit. You see what I'm saying? And they didn't give me no book assignments. They didn't give me no book report.
Look at what Bronze of God says. They know exactly what they do. Hold on real quick. They know exactly what they do. To blame it on mental health is a major cop-out. Yeah, that's facts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and this just goes to prove your point of how they be treating, white folks compared to black folks and, a lot of different other groups. So, it is what it is, man. And we need to pay attention to this type of shit because, man, it's fucking, again, we're getting into some times where these white folks are starting to feel really, really, really pressed. You know what I mean? They're feeling really, really, really pressed, and they're doing shit like this.
Play this shit. Please play this shit.
Okay. They're doing shit like this. Now the thing is, you want me to play this shit? Really?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and play.
I don't know if it'll play though. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know if my player's gonna fucking start
give
working.
it a shot. If it don't, then I'll try to see if I can find it real quick.
Okay, let's see if the player works real quick. And if it starts working, what I'll do is
There you go.
boom right here, and then I gotta. Oh wait, I gotta take off the thing real quick, and then I
Dr.
gotta.
Richie,
Yeah,
Dr. Richie
Dr.
said,
Richie.
Dr. Richie said he would have caught them hands.
I saw that shit when he was talking about that white boy on the beach. He was like, "If it was me, he would have caught them hands.
He would have caught them hands.
He would have caught them hands." Like, look, Dr. Richie does not. He's tried so hard not to lose his motherfucking street card. Like real
Right,
shit.
right.
It's like he's like, "No, I'm gonna keep it hood as possible." With still being intellectual. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's so funny about this man. But I'm entertained by him. I like a lot of his shit. Sometimes he fucks
I
up.
like Dr. Richie. You know some of my issues that I have with him,
Yeah,
but you got to take the good with the bad. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And so it is what it is. I feel him. I
Right.
hope he grows and is able to blossom to his full potential.
Right.
And
Me too.
say the things that he wants. You know what I'm saying? I hope that what he's doing right now is a stepping stone to be able to have more autonomy in the future to really be able to like do some good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see if it works. Hopefully it works. Let's see.
Sheriff, who was still on a powerful state position, has resigned because he is in a picture in a KKK outfit. Let's put up the picture. Here's the picture of the former sheriff. You see that? Okay, let me give you the background to this sheriff named Roger Garrison. A former Georgia sheriff has resigned a state position after a photo of him appearing in the robes of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klans, surfaced again. Now, this actually came out before, a few years ago, all right? It came out, it was more of a local issue, a local story, and he was the sheriff for 20 years for Cherokee County in the state of Georgia. Well, after he resigned from being sheriff, he was then appointed by another powerful Republican in the state of Georgia to serve on a commission called the JQC. That is the Judicial Qualifying Commission or Qualification Commission. Roger Garrison, who was sheriff of Cherokee County for 20 years until 2016, resigned earlier this week from the investigation panel of the watchdog organization known as the Judicial Qualifications Commission. That was reported by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He was appointed August 19th. Now, I want to remind you, all of his Republican buddies, they were aware of this picture. Let's put it up again. They knew about it. This was no secret among his Republican colleagues. He then gets a role, a position in the state of Georgia appointed by this individual who was the Speaker of the House. Let's put him up. His name is David Ralston. Let's put up David. He's the Speaker of the Georgia House. He's the guy who put this appointment together. Let me give you another picture of the former sheriff so you can have a good look at him as well outside of his KKK outfit. There he is. Sheriff Garrison resigned from the JQC. A spokesperson for the Georgia House Speaker David Ralston, a Republican, told the newspaper. The Speaker will appoint a replacement as soon as practical. No other details were offered. Now, you know what the Speaker didn't say? Well, I just didn't know about this history. I was not aware that this guy liked to put on KKK outfits and take pictures with his buddies. And
well, we got through most of it. Okay. We got through most of it. All right. But the gist of it is he's right. This was already known by let me see.
Yeah,
This was
the second
actually
time.
known. Yeah, the second time that shit actually happened. And the fact of the matter is, no, that ain't mental health either. That's just a crazy ass white boy.
Yeah, and he had a what was that, a Miller Lite in his hand,
Yeah,
drinking some cheap ass beer. Oh, cheap
yeah,
ass.
yeah, yeah. That was him. And I want y'all to pay attention because I'm going to see if this plays too. Hopefully, this will play all the way through. But I want y'all to pay attention to this because this actually is dealing with all the little things that we're talking about right now. So let's try to play. I know you can't, but you love me at the same time. So it's all good. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? So this is a situation. This happened a couple weeks ago. You guys know about this situation, right? And I want y'all to pay attention to this real quick. So watch this.
Surrendered to Capitol Police earlier today after a 5-hour standoff. He's been identified as 49-year-old Floyd Ray Roseberry of Grover, North Carolina. Now, this morning, Roseberry drove onto a sidewalk next to the Library of Congress and told an officer that he had a bomb and showed the officer what appeared to be a detonator. Roseberry had been live streaming videos on his way to the Library of Congress, but Facebook has removed them. While it's been confirmed that he did not possess an actual bomb, his live stream showed that he was driving with a large canister on his lap with what appeared to be a battery-powered device on top of it. So during the live streams, Roseberry requested to speak directly to President Biden while warning him that, quote, the Southern boys are here and the South is coming for you. You know what that means. Roseberry also claimed that 4 other patriots and 4 different vehicles came to D.C. on the same mission as him.
5 of us are already here. And I'm the little man. I'm the speaker. So if you blow my truck up, man, hey. It's on you, Joe. I'm ready to die for cause.
Capitol Police say it's too early to rule out his claims that co-conspirators were involved, and they, along with the FBI, will continue to investigate. Now, Congress is currently on recess, but staffers and other workers at the Capitol building were evacuated. Some who were present for the insurrection said the evacuation gave them flashbacks and anxiety. Yes, of course. And staffers' emotional trauma was not the only parallel that was drawn to January 6th. In the past few days, Roseberry's live stream rhetoric and social media posts were also consistent with the insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol. Think about that. He spoke of revolution and support of the Million MAGA March, and he shared strong opinions on illegal immigrants. And of course,
can I ask a question real quick? Can you pause it? I gotta ask a question.
Arising from the Middle East and that area.
How come they can't never come up with their own shit? Million MAGA March. don't they hate Farrakhan? Like don't they hate Farrakhan?
Yeah.
But they stole the name from the Nation of Islam.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the thing is at the end of the day, bro, you heard what he said. He said, I'm ready to die for this shit.
For what?
Right? For whatever movement.
For more privilege?
Yeah, for the movement that he fucking feels is a significant movement. And see, what's so funny about this shit is this. We have to understand that we have to be willing to, go that extra, step. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's like we don't have people that's down for this to die, but that motherfucker really probably was down to ready to die.
Oh yeah, you already know they're ready to die. You seen what they did on January 6th. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So they ready to do this shit, and that's the biggest point because right after this happened, what came out? The report stating that, and that's all we need to watch on that.
But you know what though, bro? I got a little I actually have a little theory about that. And my theory is that they've never known a time in the United States where they've never had privilege. They've never known a time in the United States where they've never not been on top. And I think that they understand what it's like to be in a position of being black only because they know how vile that we're treated. So they don't want to be on the receiving end of that. I think that those people actually feel that they would rather die than ever be in a position that black people are in, and they're willing to fight for that. See, I think we've been in this position of last and at the bottom and subjugated and weak for so long that we're kind of numb to it. It's kind of something that, you know, we just kind of ignore. It's like, you know, if you got like a broken arm, or if you got like a, you know, big cut, and you over a long period of time, if you don't get it treated, you just kind of start to ignore it and you just go ahead about your business. That's kind of the way we've been in the United States. So we don't understand what it's like to ever actually have truth and justice, or we don't understand what it's like to truly be considered as equal to other people. So we don't really care. But they understand the ramifications of it, because despite the fact that they lie about the privilege, despite the fact that they lie about everything that they see, that they report with their own mainstream media, is not something that they ever want to experience. So in my opinion, that's one of the reasons why they fight for it, because of the fear of the unknown, which they actually do indeed know.
Right. Well, the thing is I agree with that. Because they think that we would treat them the same way that they treated us. You see what I'm saying? So that's the fear that they are really, 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 really worried about, right? And the thing is, but at the same time, you have to understand that these motherfuckers, they really, really fucking do believe this shit. Like,
Right.
they wholeheartedly believe this shit. And it's
Right.
like they believe that they're oppressed. Like right now, like no bullshit. I made a comment on TikTok. What? I think it was about almost a week ago now. Okay. So this one black dude, he put on there, he basically did a video saying that white people were the true first slaves. Okay. And he was talking about the Irish in this country.
Who was they slaves to? Other white people?
Yeah, to other white people.
Well, what the
Right.
fuck they got to do with us?
Right. Well, he was trying to make a point that black folks weren't the first slaves in America. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? And the fact of the matter is I all I did was I was like, yeah, this has been debunked and disproven a long time ago. Like, you shouldn't be reading this book. It's a bad book. You know, many people have debunked it. And I just wrote this little sentence. White folks lost their fucking mind. And I was writing to the fucking guy who made the video, not to anybody else. I wasn't doing that shit. It was to the dude who made the video. White folks lost they fucking rabbit ass mind. Like real shit. They were like, they were slaves. And I was like, yeah, they weren't. They were indentured servants here in America. They were slaves to other white people in England. But they weren't slaves here in America. That's just not how
What?
it
Okay,
goes.
but here goes my thing though. Whether it's true or not true, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's true or false, that just basically shows that one group has a propensity to enslave people, and if there's nobody else around, then they'll enslave themselves. So like even if we go that route, first of all, I don't understand what the significance is, whether it's first, second, or third. We were still slaves here in the United States. And third of all, again, like all that proves is that, you know what I'm saying, like those people have a propensity to try to dominate, subjugate, and enslave other groups of people. And if there's nobody else around, like when they were isolated in Europe, then they'll do it to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, like why, you know, like that's just what history
Well,
shows.
right. And now here's my thing. I think the fact of the matter is it does matter in the context of America,
Yeah.
right? Because what it is they go out of their way to be some sort of oppressed group,
No,
right?
they're not.
So bad. They try so hard. Like, I want to be a part of a press group. It's not that bad. We got out of it. You know, you guys can get out of it. You guys are just being lazy. It's just more rhetoric to back up their talking points. And so it needs to be called out, because if you don't call it out, they will use it as some sort of bullshit talking point. I mean, shit, they already have teachers in school telling black kids that fucking, acting like, well, it wasn't our fault you were slaves because it was black people who sold you into slavery. And
So,
it's like,
and that's a good question, because it was also white people who said that Irish people weren't white, because when Irish people were slaves, they didn't have a white designation. So what do we do about that, white people?
I mean, look, you gotta
You know what
take
I
that shit
mean?
up with the Irish people. You know what I
Right,
mean?
like,
Let them fight over
right.
that shit.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
but I'm
mean?
just saying they want to do that. Okay, like, we can do that. We can dissect your own argument and show how even your own argument, you're saying that now you're claiming Irish people now, but if we was to have the same conversation back then during that time when the Irish was
Right.
indentured slaves, you didn't consider them white, and
White.
it wasn't black people making those decisions, it was other white people making those
Right.
decisions. So again, like, it just shows that these people literally have a pattern of, even when there's differences within white people, they'll dissect those differences just to create an oppressor and dominant group. Like, it's behavior that they show within their own culture. That's why
Well,
that's
yeah.
why the whole Eastern Europe is called Slavic people, because they made the same Western European people made them motherfucking slaves.
Slaves, right. And
You know what I
so,
mean?
yeah, and I get it totally. But here in America, we have to make sure we call this shit out because they will use it as some bullshit talking point
Oh, for sure.
against black
For
folks
sure.
getting, justice. And this
Absolutely.
is what we're against. We're up against people who will create narratives out of the clear blue. You understand? And
Yep.
so we have to make sure that, look, you know what I mean, as we have to make sure that they know, no, you weren't. So stop trying to be some oppressed group. You're not. You're not an oppressed group.
Right.
None of
Right.
you motherfuckers are. So stop that bullshit. And these motherfuckers really fucking wanted to talk shit and say that I was wrong until I posted a whole bunch of shit debunking it. And then they wanted to get real quiet. And then I had to go on to the next person. And it's just kind of like, yeah, it's a bullshit narrative, just like the bullshit narrative of black people put you into slavery. Yeah, they did, but it's not the way you think. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different dynamic. So
Right.
let's not equate the two because the two are not the same. You feel me?
Right.
And so we always have to make sure that these motherfuckers are corrected. So, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And that's what that is. So I just wanted to point all those things out because at the end of the day, when we see these articles and we see this shit, and it says, like, we've had this for a while now, right? And I'm going to show you guys, they go off and they say dumbass shit like, the police and the FBI, they say this shit. This is the FBI saying shit. You know what I mean? That motherfuckers is not understanding. The FBI, white extremists pose the largest threat as domestic terrorism rises in the United States. White fucking extremists. They've always posed a bigger threat to America.
And see, and again, though, even this bullshit with the FBI, this is the FBI like basking in its own illegitimacy, because these same people that the FBI is now crying about is the same people that the FBI in the infant form of government worked hand in hand with to
They
burn
still
down those
do.
neighborhoods. Yeah,
They
exactly.
still do.
They worked hand in hand with them to burn down Wilmington, North Carolina, and Rosewood and Tulsa and all that shit. So this
Right.
is just some bullshit, and this is why I always say, when you see white people calling out other white people as racist, it ain't shit but propaganda, and you always got to watch that shit, because it's there's what are they talking about? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what are you
Right.
talking about? You actually, though, like, those people are the people that uphold the racism.
Mm-hmm.
If they seen a white extremist or me at Walmart, you think they're gonna fuck with the white extremist? No, they're gonna come fucking with me, thinking I'm stealing a pack of gum, while this motherfucker could be Timothy McVeigh walking in there with a backpack full of C4.
Right. And I want people to see. I'll even show y'all because, I don't ever come to the table without no fucking facts, and I want people to see this shit. Okay, watch this. Hold on, real quick. Stop presenting because it wanted to, for some odd reason and don't want to just present what I'm presenting, right? But here, pay attention. Let's show you what it is. Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all think I'm doing this shit out of my ass? I'm not. This is since 2001. Okay? 114 right-wing fucking attacks. 107 jihadists. Okay? This is like the incel group, 17. And check this out. We didn't even have an incel group. And I want y'all to pay attention to this shit. There was not a group for incels before 2020.
Well, and the only reason why they created that new category of incels is to take down the number of white nationalists,
Right.
because those incels, manosphere, incels, red pills, all of those
Right.
fucking weirdos, they're all white nationalists. They're all
Right.
like racist, far right motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm
And
saying?
even after they were able to separate it, they still couldn't get their numbers low enough to beat the jihadists, and they're still beating black folks. And look at this. They say black folks have killed 12 people. You see what I'm saying? Look, they're saying police officers. This is the 2016 police officers. 2017 Fresno shooting. That was actually kind of real. And this right here, 2019 Jersey City kosher market shooting.
And I mean, was those terrorist acts or were they crimes?
Well, this 2016 the Dallas police shooting, that wasn't a terrorist act. That was him targeting fucking police. So
I heard about that. That dude was going around doing that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Right. And then this one right here, the Fresno shooting. Now that was just a mass shooting. I wouldn't call it like a terrorist or a domestic terrorist shooting, but they counted it, right?
So who did, like, was it other groups of people that got killed in these attacks, or was it like a lot of black people? Or?
Yeah, this guy actually went after white folks specifically.
Okay.
Okay. And then this last attack right here, the 2019, that just happened not too long ago, right? And this is the Hebrew Israelite folks, right? Who went into the synagogue and started shooting up a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
Yeah, can't be doing that, people.
You see what I'm saying? So that's all we've had. 3 since 2016, 3. But yet they made a group called the BIE, Black or BEI or something like that.
Yeah, the Black Identity Extremists.
There it is, BIE, yeah, Black Identity Extremists. And that is the FBI paper that was literally put out, and they created this just for black folks. But we've had 3. These motherfuckers have 114, actually 131, if you really want to be honest.
And a lot of them, they don't count either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when that police office got burned down in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. What's crazy is the mainstream media, the right wing and the left wing, is still saying that it was BLM rioters who did that, when it's documented evidence that it was a group called the Boogaloo Boys who did it.
Right. You see, so I want y'all to pay attention to this shit, because this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with, and this number is gonna shoot up soon.
Oh yeah,
I promise you. I promise you, this shit is gonna shoot up, and it's because of that whole their population dropping 10%.
Well, and you know what else they need to start putting on that far right terrorist attack shit? They need to start calling it bioterrorism every time one of those motherfuckers pull down their mask and breathe on somebody or spit on somebody, because they doing that shit all the time now.
On purpose.
On purpose. And that's motherfucking is specifically associated with that same ideology. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, that shit goes hand in hand.
Right, absolutely. So I want y'all to pay attention to this shit, because this shit is some real shit, and we got to understand it. Now, how I'm going to tie this in, right? How I'm going to tie this all in is real simple. What a lot of people don't remember, and I'm just old as shit, okay?
Hell yeah, nigga, your ass old as shit.
Right. I know black don't crack. I get it. Black don't crack. Don't get it twisted. I know I look young, but don't get it twisted, nigga. I'll put you over my kneecap. All right, but look, check this out. the fact of the matter is this: what a lot of people don't understand is after the KKK was sued by a few groups and they was taken apart and things of that nature, what they did was they literally put out a memorandum. Okay. And when they put out the memorandum, what they did was they told all of their members to become part of either military or law enforcement.
Yep.
And this is why you have a lot of DAs, prosecutors, fucking police officers, and military personnel who are all white fucking supremacists, white nationalists, white race soldiers.
Yep.
And that's one of the biggest problems in the police field today is a lot of them motherfuckers, going back to what Dr. Ritchie was talking about, that fucking KKK officer being the sheriff, right? And so you have to understand what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who are literally playing chess and have been playing chess for a long time. And after
Right.
their hate groups got dismantled, they turned in to the police, the judges, the DAs, and everybody who is now legally getting away with killing us.
Yep. And that's what they're advocating for, and they're trying to uphold it. And you can tell that that's exactly what they're advocating for, because it's one of the reasons why they give so much resistance about getting qualified immunity onto those policing bills. And Jim
Right.
Clyburn, he's right there with him. He's part of it. He doesn't, he don't care. You know what I mean?
Now I want to point some out too, for all of y'all in here. I put this up here for a fucking reason. I know it doesn't fit completely in the room. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to fit, but it's not going to probably. All right, but I want y'all to pay attention to something. You see all these little dots? Those are all of the attacks. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 Islamic attacks in America. 14. 14, ladies and gentlemen. They're just really good at killing people. Okay? This is updated every single time something new happens. And there is over 40 different white domestic terror attacks on here. Over 40. I counted them. Over 40.
That's crazy. But it's not outside the realm of believability, though.
That's a lot of domestic terrorism, bro. And a lot of these people's victims were either white or black. They either killed their own or they killed us.
Of
And
course.
I just want y'all to understand this shit. This is what you're dealing with. This is the numbers right in front of your face. There is no denying this. Any white person that comes in here and says you're lying, it's right here, right in front of your face, and it names every single last one of them. You see that changing. You see every single one of these motherfuckers changing. It names every single last one of them.
Yep. These people, they don't have any regard. These
For
are
anything.
these are the same people that sit there and cry about a dictatorship. These are the same people that sit here and cry about communism. These are the same people that sit here and cry about socialism. But they will literally take your life if they feel that you are somehow, moving in on their privilege or moving in on something that they feel that they're entitled to. And you have to understand that these people literally believe that they are entitled to everything first, including your life.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So pay attention to that. All right. So we kind of ran through that really quick. I thought it would take a little bit longer, but let's do the last thing of what up, Tony? How you doing, big bro? Let's do Texas. I just want to quickly talk about Texas real quick. All right. So Texas just passed a whole bunch of new laws. If you're from Texas, you know this. But it's kind of odd the number of laws that they passed and they passed 666 of them motherfuckers. Okay, we're talking about a state that is majority white folks. 666 of them motherfuckers. You do the fucking math. I'm not going to do it for you. But some of these laws include making it illegal for teachers to teach CRT, the abortion law. So now you can't get abortion in Texas after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Also, they made it illegal for anyone over the age of 21 to fucking have a gun, not needing a license or a carry concealed permit or anything. Okay. So black folk, yeah, I was about to say, black folks, be careful in Texas because these white folks start carrying your guns. If they made it a law, take advantage of it.
So check this out. Did you see that episode of Dr. Richie, Indisputable? Because you made me think about this when you brought up critical race theory, where they had the Asian man who was on there and he was trying to debunk critical race theory.
Yeah.
Now, what I found the most interesting about that eggplant-headed moron
his name is Kenny Yu.
Kenny Yu, yeah.
Kenny
what
Yu.
he was describing as residual effects of how Asians were affected actually validates critical race theory. Like
Absolutely.
he was literally arguing for critical race theory, thinking that he was arguing against it just to hurt black people, when you idiot, what you don't realize is the disparities caused by the testing standardization that the colleges are doing, how it's negatively affecting your group of people is a trickle down effect of white people's racism against black people. You're just catching stray bullets and shrapnel. That's what's happening to you. So your arguments for why you have an issue with critical race theory, you're actually hurting any argument that you could make to try to get any of that testing stuff changed. Dummy. That's why it's so important to treat everybody equal.
Right. You want to play a little bit of that or what?
Yeah, if you want to pull it up. I don't have it up right now, but I mean I can look for it if you want to. Like
I already got it.
You got it up? Yeah, play it.
I got it up. Hopefully it'll play. So far,
let's ask these people, because we got a pretty good crowd tonight, man. We got, like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people in here, which is cool. So let's do y'all want to hear this? Are y'all interested in hearing this Kenny Yu's argument where he debunks his own point?
Yeah, and I want to point out that the book that this man wrote is nothing but demonization of black folks. Yeah, that's all it is. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing but demonization of the black folks.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not hard. Actually, oh wait, let me do this real quick. Let me do this, and then let me put this up real quick, and then we'll put this up real quick, and then we'll share the sound. Okay, now don't just listen to his arguments and listen how stupid he sounds. All right.
Welcome to the bullpen. In the bullpen today, we have Mr. Kenny Yu, author of Inconvenient Minority and president of Color Us United. Kenny, good day. Welcome to Indisputable.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're going to chop it up about critical race theory, affirmative action, and maybe also get into the movement to stop Asian hate. I don't want to presume what you know or believe about these topics. So if you would, give us some background to your perspective as it relates to critical race theory.
Well, I care about race. I care about racism. I care about efforts to fight racism. But now we have a new racism, an elite racism against Asian Americans that is being done in the name of diversity and inclusion. I know you care about, and your listeners care a lot about racism, but I want to take it a step further, and I want to challenge your listeners a little bit, because what happens when a program designed to address racism, which is Harvard's and Ivy League colleges' affirmative action programs, which give racial preferences to Black and Latino Americans, unfairly impinge upon the rights of other Americans, including other minorities. In this case, these are Asian Americans, in which
You got to turn your mic on, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop right there real quick. And I want y'all to understand something. I've done this study and I've worked on this. Let me point out some things before we get started. Asian folks make up between 40 and 60% of all Ivy League students today. Let me say that shit again. Asian Americans and Asian immigrants make up 40 to 60% of all Ivy League students today. Okay? They have a lower population of people, about half the population of black folks in this country. Yet they make up 40 to 60%, depending on which Ivy League you're talking about. So we're not, in any way, because black folks make up something like 5 to 10% of students in Ivy Leagues. Okay. So we're not infringing on other Asian folks getting into these colleges. Okay. That's number one. Number two, he's going to bring up some crime stats, and I'm just doing this now because I know I can't stop this a lot because it's going to fuck up if I do. The fact of the matter is Asian folks commit more hate crimes against black folks than black folks commit against Asians. And I've already proven that. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is go watch some of my last videos. Okay. And primarily the demonization of the black man by Asians. Okay. Go watch those videos. I literally pull up all the stats and I help you guys figure it out and I show them. Asians commit more hate crimes on black folks. Almost like 1.5%, or not 1.5, but 1.5 times more hate crimes against black folks than black folks commit against Asians. Based on population, based upon the numbers. Okay? So when anyone ever says anything like what he's about to get into, just understand that it's all lies. It's all made up figments of his imagination because he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. If you have, I'm dead serious. If you have,
you're right. Like you're right.
If you make up, if your students, if the students that go to Ivy League school, black folks make up between 5 to 10% of that school's population, and sometimes in some cases even lower, down as low as 2% in certain colleges. Okay, the fact of the matter is we're not impeding on the 40 to 60% of Asian Americans who are going to college. So we're stopping. So even if he was right, like, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt, because what he's going to say is he's going to say that Asian folks have to score 440 points higher on their tests in order to get into college. So let's say that's true. We're taking away maybe 2 to 3% of the kids that could go to Ivy League. 2 to 3%. That number is minuscule. And he's trying to make a big deal about it. This is why this is all fucking hate against black folks. That's all this is. This is all demonization of black folks. And I want y'all to pay attention to that. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to let this play.
Which Asian Americans are have to score 440 points higher on the SAT to have the same chance of admission as a black person at Harvard. So at this point, you're getting one person's rights to diversity and inclusion trampling upon another person's rights. And I don't think that that's fair.
You know, that's interesting. And I've read some of your work about the Harvard University discrimination practices or the element that connects Harvard University to even more extreme discrimination when it was trying to do the opposite, or at least that was the intent. Mm-hmm. And I studied some of this a couple of years ago in my doctoral classes, so I'm familiar with it. But how does that relate to critical race theory, or does it not relate at all?
Well, it suggests that Asian Americans are an inconvenient minority to critical race theory, right? Because critical race theory, it asserts, and there are varying definitions of critical race theory, but in large part, it is a challenge to the Western liberal idea.
Can we stop this real quick?
Individual rights. Critical race theory prefers to.
First of all, there's not many definitions to critical race theory. Critical race theory only has one definition. Only one. Second of all, critical race theory is not a challenge to modern Western any damn thing. Critical race theory is a result of sentencing disparities because of Western racism. So now this is where you get into the dog whistles that you have to understand. When people talk about this Christianity, Western, all of this dumbass shit, when they put this all in a big bucket, they're basically talking about anti-black. Anytime you hear these same kind of people, they say, any kind of anti-racism demonstration, that's un-American. They're right. They're right. Because racism is American.
Right, but protesting is American too. But let's go delve just a tad bit deeper into this, because the fact of the matter is, when we talk about critical race theory, in a lot of cases, it is questioning. It's a question of
it's a critical
the system.
thinking exercise.
Yes, right. It's a critical thinking exercise, and it questions the judicial system, the social system, economic systems, and all these different systems. And it questions it based upon the question of, even if everybody was not racist, we would still have racist, laws and rules in effect.
Well, let's apply critical race theory to the S&P 500 or to the New York Stock Exchange. How many Asian companies, Asian-owned companies, are on the New York Stock Exchange or the S&P 500 versus how many Asian-owned companies are in the ghetto, in the gutterest of the gutter black areas? My question is, why? Is critical race theory not, is it an inconvenient minority? If you're so inconvenient, how come you don't make up, half of the S&P 500 or half of the S&P NASDAQ? Why do you have so many businesses in the hood with the rest of the immigrants?
Right. But here's another thing, though. Make sure you pay attention to what he's going to keep on saying, because the shit that he says and he starts spewing is just going to be a whole bunch of nonsense. Like, when we break this shit the fuck down, there is critical race theory for AAPI specifically.
Facts.
Specifically, there's critical race theory for blacks, critical race theory for AAPI, there's critical race theory for LGBTQ, there's critical race theory for all Latinos.
There's critical race. There's critical race theory for lower class white people. We could look at all of this, but like when we talk about the Nellie Fuller Jr. and the white sacrifice, we could talk about the specific. Yeah, we could talk about that specific segment of white people who always ends up at a lower rate than everybody else, but still dealing with a lot of the same disparities as other people. But the problem is that they don't even want to acknowledge their system that's cannibalizing them.
Right. And so this motherfucker is going to give all these fucking bullshit terms. Oh, this is what they all say. They always say, oh, there's a lot of definitions and critical race theory does this. And no, they're wrong. And Dr. Richie is going to fucking eat them alive on this shit. So
wonderful.
Let's finish.
Look at people in terms of racial groups in that sense. But the issue of looking and then granting certain preferences to people of racial groups is that, especially in the case of Harvard, but also in the case of other Ivy League colleges, elite public schools like Thomas Jefferson High School, when you're trying to enact diversity and inclusion in favor of one race, you are trampling against the rights of another race. Okay. So I think that this is how it's relevant to critical race theory, because Asian Americans have simply become a minority that is ignored within this framework because they are successful at their educational standards.
Well, let me push back on that, because I think you're conflating two things that don't necessarily go together. You're talking on one side about the theoretical framework, which is critical race theory. Critical race theory includes any group that's not part of the mainstream social order of dominance or authority in that system. The application or the implementation of the remedy or supposed remedy by a particular agency does not speak to critical race theory, I think you're making critical race theory a villain here, when the truth is, in its purest form, critical race theory as a theoretical framework poses a question, and it encourages you to analyze or critically think. And it says, based on the systems that were created, even if you were to eliminate racism or individual racist people, you would still have unequal outcomes in the United States of America because of how the systems were created, and they were created rooted in bias. I think that's something that you and I can agree with.
Consider Asian Americans a marginalized group?
Say that again?
Does critical race theory consider Asian Americans a marginalized group?
It does, yes.
Okay, so if you want to help a marginalized group like Asian Americans, right? You would want to at least not unfairly impinge upon their rights to admission.
See,
that's all right though.
Let me see.
That's a perfect
438. 438.
That's a perfect place to stop, because first and foremost, if I was Dr. Ritchie, I would have asked him, well, why are you in this discussion if you don't understand critical race theory fully, and you don't know whether Asians are a part of a marginalized group or not as it applies to critical race theory? And the second question that I would have asked is, what you're trying to do is you're trying to assign a subjugator role to a marginalized group. What you're trying to do is you're trying to paint the picture that Black people are creating policies to keep Asians out of school, when actually it's because of white people's treatment of Black people historically that your group is being affected negatively by policies that white people made to allegedly treat everybody equal, which again, even if those policies are in favor of Black people, you're still being subjugated by policies that were created by the dominant society. We don't have anything to do with it.
You know? Right, and I want to, so it's not gonna let me play this shit, so we'll just talk about it, because at the end of the day, he doesn't even understand his own argument, because at like, let's just be honest, and I really, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do too, while we're talking, I'm gonna send you this. But the fact of the matter is, this guy, he doesn't understand that when we're talking about critical race theory, it actually benefits him. He don't get it. He don't understand how it benefits him. He wants to act as if in some way, like, Asian people are getting pulled over and pushed over to the side for Black folks. And again, when you go back to the numbers, right? When you go back to the numbers, the fact of the matter is, no, Black folks is trying to get motherfucking representation for all people. But if you really want to put it in perspective, Asians are actually overrepresented in colleges, all colleges across the country.
Right.
All colleges. Asian folks are overrepresented. So the thing is what he's doing is he's like, well, you know, this is really fucked up because you guys are trampling on our ability to, like, have all the spots in college, and you know, we should get all the spots.
Right.
And that's what it is. So I want y'all to understand that, like, this dude is spewing nothing but hate. And I want y'all to make sure you guys go check out that whole video. When you check out that whole video, please go check it out. And it's under Dr. Ritchie. It's the bullpen, a short bullpen. It's about 15 minutes long. Go check it out. I'm actually going to be doing another fucking show about the AAPI, and I'm going to show that the hate crimes and everything. And I'm going to show you guys the differences, because even the newest numbers that they brought out, they're a little high with Black folks. I'm not going to lie. And the Black folks, the crimes against Asian folks, right? The AAPI group, when it comes to Black folks, they're calling any crime that's committed against Asian folks by Black folks a hate crime.
They call this live stream a hate crime, so they just added 2 more to the statistic. You know what I'm saying? It's literally that petty.
And I need y'all to understand that, because like if you go back and you look at all the videos that they show that they claim are hate crimes, what you'll see is, you know, when it involves black folks, for the most part, I think there's like 3 cases where you can probably say, okay, it wasn't about another crime, but these people clearly had issues, right? But but you can't say that these motherfuckers committed hate crimes, because they didn't do no hate crime shit. They didn't say, oh, you stupid, you know, chink or some shit, and then fucking bash them over the head. That's not what they did, right? So it's not a clear-cut hate crime. It's just a crime. But most of these crimes are like robberies, right? So black folks are going into fucking, you know, Asian stores or finding Asian people on the street and robbing them. And so what they do is they just put it under the umbrella of hate crime. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the fucking AAPI hate crimes aren't truly hate crimes. It's just what they're saying are hate crimes, because they're just trying to push that narrative that black folks are robbing them strictly because they're Asian, for no other reason. Not because of COVID, not because they need to get some money, not for fucking anything else, but we're just robbing them because they're Asian folks.
Right.
And that's just never been true. So I'll please go check that shit out. These motherfuckers, everybody's trying to lie on us. And I think we've done a pretty good job of showing that we are all by ourselves and we need to fucking do this shit by ourselves.
Yeah, that's facts, bro. That's facts.
So go ahead, and if you want, you could play this. This is called, if you guys want to know the name of this, this is called Maximum Sophisticated Confusion by Nelly Fuller Jr. You can find it on YouTube, and all credit goes to Hip Hop Cartoons for this, because that's what it is under, Hip Hop Cartoons. Again, all credit goes to Indisputable and Dr. Rashad Ritchie for all the videos that I played for him. Yeah, we absolutely have no allies. And so we have to understand that. And the sooner black folks start understanding that, and I'm talking about ADOS, FBA, the better off we'll be, and we'll be able to make better fucking, you know, advances on getting justice for us in the country that we deserve to be in, because we've been here since the gate and we built this motherfucker. All right. So,
facts.
And to preference this video, also, I always like to preface this. This video goes back to like the 90s or the 80s. It's like the late 80s or the 90s, right? And pay attention to what he's saying. And you can see that he predicted everything that's going on right now today.
Accurate as hell.
So go ahead, and unless you got something to say it, and then go ahead and play it.
Nah, let's get it. Let's check it out.
Start the revolution, all they probably do is squeal, but chill. When we start the revolution, when we start the revolution, all they probably do is squeal, but chill.
And that statement is absolutely
What are the white
too.
supremacists doing now? They're doing 4 basic things: racial showcasing, racial population tailoring, racial dislocation, and white sacrificing. And these 4 things are designed to produce maximum sophisticated confusion among the victims. And so far it's been somewhat successful worldwide. Now I'll start with the first one. What is racial showcasing? That means taking huge numbers of black people and putting them out front. There's going to be more of this all over the planet. Many millions of black people that you will see who will be rolling in money. They'll be able to showcase the places where they live. They'll be able to showcase their knowledge and expertise. So you have television now, you have all of the mediums for doing this, for showcasing huge numbers of black people. I will say it will eventually run into the millions, so many that you won't be able to count them. Now, What is this for? This is for any black person that starts talking about racism in the future is going to be laughed at, because they're going to be able to showcase so many black people who are what you call quote unquote successful, that it will seem that racism has been put out of business. But white supremacy is a world business, and like any other business, it works on profits and losses, which means percentages. You go into business, you expect a certain amount of loss. If you're in the grocery business, well, you might have a load of asparagus that is spoiled. But overall, you will make more profits than you have losses if you're going to stay in the business. Now, so the white supremacists know that the cost of doing the business of white supremacy is going up. They can no longer get away with Joe Louis and Lena Horne like they did years ago. They have to have many, many, many more black people who are going to be showcased. I made up this term just to explain it. You have to make up terms.
I'm not leaving my family.
Sorry about that, y'all.
So now that's the first phase, or one of the first elements in the maximum confusion. And so that black people won't be able to say, they'll say, well, you know, it must be something wrong with me that I'm down and out and don't have a biscuit to eat, because there are so many millions of black people who have so much, so it can't be race. But see, for the 4 or 5 million black people who will be showcased, there will be hundreds of millions worldwide who won't have a biscuit. That's the way the business operates in the future and will be. That's the way it seems to be going, according to what? The evidence. According to the logic.
Real quick. Hey, I want y'all to pay attention, because this right here is some real shit. Okay? Yep. This is, what do you see going on right now? You see what I'm saying? You got black folks all over the TV, sports, music. You got Lizzo out here. You got Meg Thee Stallion. You got all these, you know, all these black folks out here making all this money, showing you their money, making dollar bill phones and shit like that. This is what he's talking about, literally, right?
Yep.
And y'all got to understand exactly what it is. And how many young black folks today don't believe racism is real?
I would say probably most of them.
Right.
Most of those, the ones that listen to that nonsense like Fresh and Fit and all of that bullshit, most of those motherfuckers are the main ones, because they listen to those white nationalists that run that shit, telling them, nah, that shit don't exist. The only reason why you're not succeeding is because something is wrong with you. Right. Not knowing that this shit has been planned since, you know what I'm saying, the global conspiracy per se.
Absolutely. So pay attention, because this shit is going on, and I might stop it again so we can point out exactly how this shit is going on, because I want y'all to see this, because this man is spelling it out, and he did this shit over 30 years ago.
Yeah, no doubt.
So keep on going. Sorry about
that.
So
my thing too, no, you good, bro. And the people in the comments, you know what I'm saying, what I want y'all to do is, when he gets to a section, if you see or note instances of what he's talking about, type those things in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And we'll pause it and we'll start talking about that. Because the thing is what we're doing by playing this is we're asking you guys, do you see this happening right now? So we need to know the examples of this stuff that you see happening right now. All right, bro, I'm gonna play it.
Let's go.
The other is racial population tailoring. That's number 2, meaning they're going to be killing huge numbers, either directly or indirectly, of non-white people. When I say black people, I mean, you know, non-white. Anybody who's in the non-white category, and doing this on an ongoing basis. Not to try to kill them all, because when you're in the business of racism, you don't kill off the thing that you need in order to keep racism going. Your ego trip, which is what it's really all about. But you do tailor the population so you can keep them controlled. So you'll kill off a few million in the Congo, then a few years up the road, you'll kill off a few million in Nigeria, and a few years up the road, you'll kill off a few in Mexico, and on and on and on. And you will highly select the places where you do this. You'll have it all computerized, where you kill off huge numbers, or you have them, even better still, kill off each other, like you do in most of the cities in the northwestern part of the world, all the northwestern hemisphere. Having black people gun down each other, you know, non-white people, the brown people gunning down each other, gangs and all that other foolishness, see? And you kill them off, you know, and you just keep this going and you egg it on. And you put things in place that will see to it that it just keeps going that way. It never stops, because that's the mentality of the people. And this is racial population tailoring. In other places where the people are reasonably sane, they don't have a tendency to kill off each other. Then you do things like dry up the water, or poison the rivers, dump toxic waste. There's all kinds of ways to do that racial population tailoring.
Yep, thank
right?
you.
And
Let's
the
stop
other,
right
number
there.
3 is
Let's
racial
stop.
dislike.
All right, you said it right there, Flint, Michigan.
There we go.
And let me point out something. See, Flint is the only place that we hear about that's in the news, right? Water plants and water treatment plants are literally fucking having a whole bunch of shit, from lead to drugs to fucking fluoride. Fluoride is poison, ladies and gentlemen. You see what I'm saying? And they're poisoning our water supply. We need water to survive.
Right.
So we got black folks killing each other up there in Chicago and New York and Detroit, Baltimore. We got black folks killing each other down here in Georgia. We got black folks out here in California killing ourselves, right? Then on top of that, they put us in dirty water. They contaminate our water. They contaminate the air. They do all of these things. And these are ways to make sure that they keep that number where it's at, steady. Abortion. And that's why we've stayed at right around 13 to 16% in that margin for the last 40 years.
Right. That's facts. That number is fixed. Even Dr. Claude Anderson said that.
It's a fixed number between 13 and 16%.
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself, well, why does it always stay at, 13 to 16%? Because we're killing each other. We're going to prison, so we can't make any more babies. This is why you have a lot more of the quote unquote mixed interracial kids today, right? You have fucking families that are being destroyed. You got water that's being, poisoned. You have all this shit. Then on top of all of this shit, police killing us. On top of all of that shit, what else we got? We got abortions in the black community, very high. That's why Planned Parenthood is in every single black community. How many Planned Parenthoods is in the white neighborhoods?
Right.
You can go to the black neighborhood and find at least 2 or 3.
And why do they put a black face on abortion when Margaret Sanger is the spokeswoman and founder of all of that shit? You got to ask yourself that too.
Right. And not to go against the LGBT, but Black Lives Matter, the group, they said it. What did they say in their original charter? We're trying to disrupt the nuclear family,
because the nuclear family is homophobic and misogynist,
according to them.
You see what I'm saying? Despite the fact that they asses wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a male-female union.
Right. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is that's why you see all these dudes out here popping a little pussy and shit. You see what I'm saying? So again, pay attention to all this, because that's what it is. This next one is a super important one. Go ahead and play it.
Location. Keep them moving. People who are forever on the move through eminent domain, urbanization, urban renewal, gentrification, or here again, drying up the river. You build a dam 800 miles up, and the river seals off the water behind the dam. I mean, the dam is sealed off, the river is sealed off behind the dam. So that means that all the people down in the valley there They don't get any water. They need water. They depend on the fishing industry. So now they have to come and work for you because there's no more water, there are no more fish. And you give them minimum wage and a promise for the future as long as they look up to you. So they'll know they're completely dependent. But keep them moving. If a black person in the Northwestern Hemisphere starts getting that second generation house, then you come through and say you got to build a highway. That's the technique. Now, these are things that you asked about how the white supremacists operate. These are the ways that they operate. The white sacrificing is the fourth. And this is, here again, all four of these things are for maximum sophisticated confusion among the victims. See?
Pause. Okay, there we go. Hey, the new way to do this shit is giving these subprime loans for black folks. So what they do is they go off and they give black folks, even black folks with really good credit, what they end up doing is they say, okay, so you're considered a risk, so we're going to give you this loan, and they're going to put in the little small letters that after 5 years, that APR on that loan is going to be so high, you're not going to be able to pay your house payment. You understand? And
right.
And even if you are able to pay the house payment, it's still going to take you like 50 years to pay it off because that interest rate is so damn high, right?
Yep.
And this is another form of redlining. This is redlining 2.0 that nobody really talks about, right? And you know, they do this in many different ways. So they do it that way, but then they also undervalue your home. Black folks, when they buy a house, actually the average is between $50,000 and $100,000. You get between $50,000 and $100,000. Your house is worth about $50,000 to $100,000 as the next house that's owned by a white person. Exact same house, exact same neighborhood, living right next door to each other, and fucking your house as a black person will be undervalued by up to $50,000 to $100,000. That's a lot of fucking money. Not only that, but you have to pay between $50,000 and $100,000 more for your house. Okay?
Yep.
And so that's another way. And then he talked about building a town right next to the dam, and then they tear down the dam and they flood. What is that? That's Oscarville. We already have, how many different places do we have? We got Oscarville, we got motherfucking Seneca Village was turned into the park, that big park that we have out there in New York right now. What is it called? That Central Park, right?
Central Park. Yep.
Yeah. Fucking, you have fucking there was another town that was right next to Seneca Village that was completely destroyed, made into an industrial area, right? So again, these are all little tactics, and don't get it twisted that gentrification, we see that shit going on everywhere, right? They kick black folks out. Right now is going to be the biggest time that you're going to see it. This is going to be the biggest shakeup, and this is the most important one right now for every one of us, black folks, you know, especially because of this whole corona thing. What's going on? People can't pay their bills. People couldn't pay their mortgages. Their houses were getting foreclosed on. Well, now that they lifted the memorandum on the houses, all of these motherfucking owners and the banks, they're kicking motherfuckers out left and right. So this is part of removing Lake Lanier as well. Absolutely.
Lake Lanier. Yep.
Absolutely. So that what they're doing is now you're going to have to move out of that neighborhood that you've been in your whole life. Yep. Right? And what do? They fix up the neighborhood and then rent it out to white folks at a higher price.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what it is, and this is going to be one of the biggest one that affects us in the next couple of years, because when you see this shit, it's going to be after you watch this, it's going to be very clear what's going on. And I want you guys to really pay attention to that last one, because in the next few years, that one's going to rear its head really tough, really hard. Okay, and you're going to start to see that. Okay, if you want to add, go ahead and add. Otherwise,
I got you.
So you're not confused. You're keeping your victims confused. So you have white sacrifices, meaning it's kind of parallel to the racial showcasing. But these people in this case are white. Like in any army or any military operation, you're going to have some losses. So some white people are written off under the system of white supremacy. And a lot of white people are aware of this. They don't like it, but they are told that this is the cost of doing business. Just like a person who goes into the army and knows full well you might get killed, but it goes with the territory of trying to defend your bigger operation. So white sacrifices mean you'll have more and more white people on park benches, more and more white people begging on streets. They will be greatly visible. But what you won't pay attention to, because black people never pay much attention to what white people are doing, we just watch each other. See, they know that. You'll be passing millions of white people who are doing well on any city street. And for the handful of white people who have fallen through the cracks, you might say, sitting in front of the subways or begging in front of these delicatessen, for the handful that you see doing that, up under the bridge and all like that, it will give the illusion that it's not about race, that white supremacy is officially out of business. So there will be more of these white sacrifices, and they will be greatly visible. But compared to the number of white people who will be prospering, it will be very negligible worldwide. Now, those are the four maximum sophisticated confusion elements.
That's accurate.
And that's super accurate. And let me point this out too. You know what I mean? Yeah, Skid Row would be an example, but I'm going to tell you the biggest group that's most affected, like when we're talking about the white sacrifice portion of this, one of the biggest groups of white folks that's going to be affected by this are the soldiers.
Look at what's going on right now.
Because they have the mental diseases, they got the mental illness, PTSD. They're dealing with all these things, and they know that the what is that called, the
Veteran Administration.
Yeah, there it is. The Veteran Administration ain't taking care of their soldiers, their ex-soldiers, right? So what you see is a lot of white folks, that have post-traumatic stress disorder based upon these wars that they're fighting, and they're all on the street. They're all hungry. They're all fucking, you know what I mean? And they put them in your face on purpose, right? They say you can't fucking be around these businesses, but here, go out in the middle of the street and hold your sign. Go on the side of the sidewalk and hold your sign. Right? So everybody sees it. And then what happens is we start talking about, oh, this isn't about race. This is about class. How many times have you heard that? Oh, this isn't about race. Racism is not even an issue no more. It's really about class. What are white supremacists' number one talking point? It's not about racism, it's about classism. It's the 1%. Right? And so you need to pay attention to the moves that are being made.
That 1% is the 1% that got out of their control.
Right.
That's what that is.
So you got to pay attention to all these things, because they all are substantial. And this is how they eliminate the idea of racism. And this is why you see so many white folks so pissed off about the word white privilege. They get so heated when you say, oh, you guys are racist. Oh, it's not about racist. Why can't you fucking black folks understand that shit? You always want to make it about race. It is race.
We didn't make shit about race. When they came to this country and brought the ones of us that they brought here, they made it about race, because race didn't exist anywhere except for Europe. Everywhere else was tribes, even in parts of Europe. They invented race and made it about race. So anytime we address that, don't ever come to a non-black person and say that we made it about race, because we didn't make shit about race. We didn't go anywhere we were not supposed to go. We didn't integrate any populations that we weren't supposed to integrate, and we didn't cause a world dysphoria of blacks and Asians all over the damn world. We didn't do that.
So at the end of the day, you guys got to understand, they created the concept, and now they're using that same concept against you in the arguments that you're making. And this is why it's so important to understand your history, and you got to understand the history of everything so you can navigate through the future, right? And when you understand this, when people make these dumbass arguments, then you already know what the fuck to say. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's a bullshit cop out, because you maybe, and the thing is there's a lot of white folks out here that don't realize that they're falling for the fucking fuckery.
Because there's literally people out there that don't understand what went on, why all of those soldiers and military people were left over in Afghanistan, when you literally just watch Neely Fuller Jr. explain why that happened. But you don't want to acknowledge the illegitimate system because you're so used to feeding off of the privilege from it. You can't turn against it because you're dependent on it.
Right. And even and see, the thing is right now, what's so funny is they could turn on the system and it still wouldn't affect them.
Right.
At this point right now, that might not be so true, in the future. But right now, you could, and you're still not going to be affected on it. You're still going to get that. You're still going to get that privilege. You're still going to get everything that you feel that you're owed. So, the fact of the matter is the maximum sophisticated confusion elements are a true and ongoing thing going on right now. And y'all need to make sure you pay attention to this, because this man wasn't lying when he said this. You saw it yourself. You can name the examples left and right. These things are going on. We can look at, we can look at Lake Lanier and Oscarville and Slocum, Texas and Tulsa, Oklahoma. We can look at all these things in all these places. And you can see them going on. You can see how they poison us and how all the things that they do. Make sure you pay attention to this shit. You know what I mean? Because it's very slick. Very slick.
And then I think once they complete all of these maximum confusion elements and the racial wealth gap closes, and we finally fall to become the minority instead of being like Dr. Claude Anderson used to say, majority minority, that's when you will see the start of the post-supremacy era. It'll be people like that officer Villanueva out there in California, that corrupt racist Mexican police sheriff, and that dude Kenny Shue. Those will be your new oppressors.
Right. And because they're gonna be handed the ball. And the thing is what's so funny about it is they're priming us like they did in Africa. Now, a lot of people don't understand this shit, right? But in Africa, go look in Africa. Who's in charge in Africa?
China.
Well, technically, no. Technically, the people that's in politics in Africa are African people for the most part. But who's behind them? It's their white leaders in China. It's those motherfuckers that's behind them. And they're telling them what to do. And that's what they're priming this to be, where they can put an Asian or a Latino in there because they're the buffer class, right? They're that class right there that separates black folks from them. And they're falling for the fuck shit. Them, Latinos, Asians, and motherfucking low-class white folks are all falling for the dumb shit. They're falling for the fuckery. So they're buffering out between the majority of white folks and black folks, because they know black folks is the one group that keeps on fighting.
Exactly.
FBA, Foundational Black Americans, is the group that keeps on fighting. It's not these other groups, it's us. We keep fighting for fucking equality, for justice, for fucking what we're owed. We keep on fighting to get our equality and equity. You know what I mean? Everybody else just follows our lead. or they steal our fucking game plans. So make sure you pay attention. This shit is serious. You're in a war, motherfucker. If you didn't know you was in a war, I'm telling you now. This is the second time I told you in this whole motherfucking in this goddamn podcast tonight. You're in a war, motherfucker.
Right. A lot of people may not realize that you're in a war, but trust me, everybody else knows that they're in a war against you.
Yes, absolutely. And always remember, before the Nazis ever went into power, they had 3 years of doing nothing but putting out propaganda. 3 fucking years. Now, mind you, it's going to be a lot longer than 3 years here. But you see the propaganda going on right now.
Yep. And if you recall, right at the end of Obama's presidency, that's when they put into act that Smith-Mundt Act to allow for unlimited funding of propaganda. And what do you see? AAPI hate crimes, all of this stuff going on with the pandemic, all of it. All of it. You have the 2 black people, Tim Scott and Kamala Harris, stupid asses, both of them from either side of the political table. We got one right-wing Tim Scott, and you got the other left-wing liberal Kamala Harris, both saying the same thing. America's not a racist country when we literally have a river in Oklahoma called Dead Negro River, but America's not a racist country.
Right. It is what it is, man. You can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Right.
You can't hustle a hustler. You know what I mean? So if y'all don't catch on the game, then we over here really trying to feed you this and get you to understand where we're at. And it takes seeing all the things that we presented today, talking about the Texas laws that went into effect. Again, inside those 666 laws that were passed and are now in power right now in Texas, critical race theory has been outlawed. Why? Because when you break down critical race theory, it forces you to acknowledge what the fuck is truly going the fuck on.
Right.
And this is a way for them to be able to change the history and how we view history today. And once they're able to change the history and change the view of history that we have today, then they can keep on with their fucking master plan. And then we all still keep on getting fucked. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll tell you what, every generation of technology, every generation of automation, it leads right into this stuff and is setting up for a really bad situation.
Oh, automation is the biggest problem that they don't even want to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about automation. Oh,
right. No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Look, the fact of the matter is, and here's the thing, I want people to understand. Yes, don't get me wrong. I do understand that immigrants are taking a lot of fucking jobs, right? But the biggest problem to the black community today is it's really minimally it's immigrants and these other groups, right? But the biggest issue to black folks today is automation. Automation is going to be the thing that's going to take your job. Okay, I promise you. Like, this isn't a game. Automation is the biggest threat to jobs for the black community than anything else. Look at a lot of black folks, unfortunately, we because of the amount of money that we make per year on annually, right? In a lot of cases, we're the ones that take those labor jobs. We take those minimum wage jobs. We're the ones that need those jobs the most. And automation is taking it. That's why you can go to McDonald's and not even talk to a motherfucking clerk. You can just order your shit on the motherfucking screen.
Yep.
You see? And soon they just was showing off just recently this hand in a kitchen that was literally making hamburgers and French fries.
Yep.
One hand doing that shit.
And even that will only last until they have the 3D printers, and then all your shit will come from one little cube sitting on your counter somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the automation phase, after that point of the advanced automation, technology is going to move so fast, you really won't need anything. You'll have basically a 3D printer that's linked to some kind of smart house or Google Alexa or Amazon Alexa or whatever, and you just basically say, Amazon Alexa, print me a hamburger, and there goes your hamburger. So there won't even be automation. You'll just have a thing with some powder and materials in it, and that shit'll just make it out of the clear blue sky.
Absolutely. And if that's hard to imagine, think of it like this. Go back and watch Star Trek. They have these things called replicators. Okay? And they say hot coffee, and the replicator makes the hot coffee with the cup right there, too. You know what I mean? Replicator, make me a steak with fucking mashed potatoes. All of a sudden, it beams right there.
Yep.
And you see what I'm saying? So, you have to pay attention to these things because, again, they are cutting everybody off. It's almost impossible to get land today and do farming as black folks. We went from 15 million acres of land owned to today we own somewhere around 1.5 million acres of land. Okay. And that wasn't because black folks just started selling land. I promise you, I've already shown this shit too. I can show you case after case after case of folks just government taking their shit by eminent domain, fucking white folks coming in and just literally, killing the black folks and fucking taking their deed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking just, ripping fucking folks off, doing shit crazy. So all these things matter. And it builds the system. And again, like it said at the very beginning, if you don't understand white supremacy and racism, everything else will only confuse you. And this will only confuse you if you don't understand how this game is played, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's an increasing number of confused black people out there. And then there's not. There you have to understand that there's also people that know full well what's going on. But basically those people, is basically kind of that situation like Cypher. They decided to, get on the side that they think is going to be the right side of history.
Right. Absolutely. So,
which is never the right side of history if you have to make history up, but that's another
right. That's all
another
different story. Right. That's a different story for a different time.
Right.
So it is what it is. So, we've reached our 3-hour mark. So
that's what's up. What's up.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got enough information. I hope you guys understood the little lines that I pointed out. Me and Rob pointed out because we gave you guys a dot to dot of a lot of different things today, and we focused on how these white supremacists are the biggest domestic terror threat to us. We pointed out that they're part of the judicial system that we are always affected by as black folks. We pointed out these, how bold these white supremacists and white race soldiers are getting. We're pointing out all of these things because you have to be able to see the war coming in order to prepare for the war. Again, read Shang Tzu, The Art of War. You got to know your enemy better than he knows himself. When you know that, you're going to win the war. You won the war before the first shot is ever shot.
Yep, that's facts, bro. I was trying. I know I got in here a little screenshot of an article from Guardian that was actually going to back up what you were talking about as far as the automation.
Right.
But it don't look like I can find it. It's probably like way up in here somewhere.
Well, maybe we'll do a show strictly about the automation and how serious of an issue it is. Maybe we can do that like next week or the week after that.
Yeah, that'd be cool because that's going to wipe out all of the jobs. And then not only is it going to wipe out all of the jobs, but just imagine, these statistics that everybody likes to throw around. Those statistics are going to be the programming language inside of the policing drones that they're going to have in the future. So if you think that black people are getting killed by actual human cops, just wait until the automatic drones start patrolling the street.
Right, they've already arrested black folks for matching the description of people that they claimed were, black folks, like for the facial recognition, and then
Yep.
they'll arrest them. And one dude just literally just got out. He was in jail for
Mhm.
over a year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it was facial recognition, and pay attention to facial recognition, because that shit's scary as shit, because they've already admitted that facial recognition is having a hard time distinguishing specifically blackface.
And the thing is it doesn't have a problem distinguishing blackface. What it is you have to understand too that most of the people who work in Silicon Valley are alt-right, racist, Reddit, incel gamers. You know what I'm saying? And they're programming this shit like this on purpose. And if they program it like this on purpose, there's no evidence of it.
Absolutely.
They're literally programming their biases right into the artificial intelligence. And every layer of technology, like every generation of technology that we move up, as these things start to be programmed into these machines, it becomes harder and harder to distinguish it from fact versus fiction. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So check this out, bro. I just found this screenshot. I'm about to try to put it up here real quick.
Go ahead.
So give me 1 second. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna take this down real quick. And then let me see. I'm gonna do this. Upload image.
I'm definitely having nightmares tonight. Don't have nightmares, man. See, I don't do this to give anybody nightmares. Don't have nightmares. What you need to do is you need to let this soak in, right? And then after you know what I mean, after you let that sink in, you have to figure out ways to combat all these things.
Right.
You know what I mean? There it is, right there. Artificial intelligence is slated to disrupt 4.5 million jobs for African Americans who have 10% greater likelihood of automated based job loss than other workers.
So there it is. And this is from an article from Business Insider, guys. So this is real. You know what I'm saying? Nothing fake about this.
Yeah, I'm not speaking out of my ass, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to put y'all on game so y'all don't fucking fall behind. Again, we have to be ahead of the curve, not behind the curve.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because as this stuff gets into the layer, and imagine. So check this out. What you have to understand is you have to actually look at technology like it's another buffer class.
Absolutely.
Technology. Yeah, bro. Technology is another buffer class. So not only do we have to deal with these other competing groups, but now we have another group that's more intelligent and more efficient and literally can be programmed that we have to fight against.
So and pay attention. So what it is the first group that we have to go against is their shield, their initial shield, which is African immigrants. Then you go to Asians, then it's Latinos, then it's whites. Yep. Oh, actually, then it's automation, then it's whites.
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Which is crazy. Which is crazy because look, check this out. We talking about immigrants, but here's who's gonna take your job right here.
Right.
Terminator, Agent Smith, Optimus Prime, Megatron. That's who's gonna get your job first.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
It's like, so pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Hey man, we got about a minute left. So I guess it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends.
Well, we appreciate y'all staying. Make sure you smash the like button. If y'all not subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe. Everybody that's on my channel watching, go over to Reality Check Virtual Radio and make sure that you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Because Izzy does his own content You know, and he has some good things to say, and we got to make sure that we support the brother. And y'all need to also check out our YouTube channel that we got, because we also got a YouTube channel that we're gonna start doing. See that over there right there? That's right on YouTube, Reality Check Virtual Radio and Black Light Revelations.
Yeah.
Those is gonna be videos that's not gonna be on Haps. So y'all need to make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to that channel, because we got content on there already. That's not on Haps. It's not on either of our channels either. So and it's good stuff. Y'all need to go check it out.
Definitely. So with that being said, man, I want to say thank you to everybody that came in. If you fucking want, please go over there, subscribe, press your notifications, not once but 2 times. Go ahead and motherfucking go ahead and fucking drop some on the cash apps for both Rob and me, man. Put it out so we can fucking keep on bringing you this information, because guess what? Research is not free. You know why? Because it takes up time, and time is money. You already know what it is. So with that being said, you know what I mean? Now it's time to say goodbye.
That's all, folks.
To all my Negro friends. All right. Everybody have a great night. I am going to fucking get on here. I'm going to watch me a little bit of What If on motherfucking Disney, because I'm a fucking nerd. And so with that being said,
even mad at it.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, stay up, stay real, stay black, stay doing your motherfucking thing. We out of this bitch.
Peace.
I proclaim this motherfucker in the name of the Negroes. I claim this planet in the name of Negroes. 1. Peace.
Peace.